Trio, 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 trio.
What's up? What's up? What it do? It's your boy King Deem on the mic, man. Y'all already know what it is. Welcome to episode 11 of the A Bruh You Sing This podcast. And we got a special one for you today, man. Of course, I'm here with my boy Smoke. Say what's up to the people, man.
What's happening, peoples?
And like I told y'all, it's special. We have a lovely guest for you today. This is the best looking person that's ever been on the show.
Facts.
Facts.
Easily.
Easily the best.
If it's
looking person
her or
on the
Chris
show.
Hagerbook,
Competition. Easy.
Easy. But anyways, man, it's a pleasure. It's an honor. I'd like to present to y'all the lovely Alicia Garel.
Hey.
Yes. Oh,
I don't have
JD. You know, I don't know if you want me to throw the JD on here. You know. But
Hey, man, it's Esquire now. Ain't no more JD.
oh, hey, let them know Esquire.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah. Esquire.
Esquire.
I have no nickname like y'all, though. Y'all be like, oh, Smoke and Grizzle and King Dean. Yeah, it's just Lacey.
just Lacey.
Partner, you know.
That's Lacey.
Partner. You already know.
Partner, you
That's
know.
the
But
homie.
yeah, man, it's great. If it's your first episode, we really just come here and we just be talking shit. Honestly, we talk a little bit about everything under the sun, from fatherhood to entertainment to what's trending. So you know, just imagine you and your homies just on the couch chilling. You know what I'm saying? That's what we here to do. So we appreciate y'all, and we gonna get into it, man. How y'all doing today? How y'all feeling?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good.
I feel great. It's Sunday, and this is the first time we're gonna have a woman on the show, and I feel like it's gonna be fun,
Yes,
especially
yes.
Lacey because she funny as hell. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this go.
Oh, Lord.
This is a treat, man. This is a treat.
Facts.
Shit. Let's get into it. What's going on? Okay, so yesterday it was yesterday. They had a 100-meter race again at the Prefontaine Classic. And if you guys keep up with us on the show, we did talk about this individual once before when she had her situation, but now this is the time for her to redeem herself. She gets a chance to get back on the track again, and Sha'Carri Richardson gets a chance to go up against the people who were just in the Olympics. And of course,
Jamaica.
the winners, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Jamaican trio. So did y'all catch the race or?
I caught it on Twitter.
On Twitter, yes, that's how I saw it too. I had to go back and watch the replays. So what did y'all think about the performance overall?
It was smoke season, my friend.
Yeah.
It was smoke season.
I didn't even know when it was happening. Like, I remember there were talks about it, like, oh, this is the next time she's going to race. I don't really keep up with it, so I didn't know when it was going to be. All I know is I got on Twitter and dead last and Smoked was trending. I was like, baby lost.
Facts.
It wasn't
man.
talking about me. They wasn't talking about this smoke.
It was so crazy because like I didn't know, but right before the race started, I was on Twitter and I said, "Oh, they was like, oh, she about to race." So I'm kind of waiting around trying to see. Oh no! How I found out was somebody came in the Drew came in the group was like, and he asked Ed, "Was Sha'Carri gonna get smoked?" And I'm like, "What he talking about?" So then I go look up, do my due diligence. She racing, so I'm like, "Oh damn!" And then Troy comes in. She definitely got smoked. And I'm like, "Damn, bro!" It's like,
Oh man.
it's like, and then and then it was like afterwards she had her interview and she let people know what it was. Like, this only one race and y'all can say what y'all want, talk all the shit you want, but I'm here. And
Hey, look, man. Look. Let's get to the core of all this shit. Sha'Carri, all right. Salute to Sha'Carri, man. Like, she been going through a lot of shit. Can't really harp on her like in such a negative light. And it's a lot of people who are gonna be doing that.
Facts.
But I think the major thing right now is that there was like this narrative of like Sha'Carri is about to come out. Like she missed the Olympics, she was smoking the weed. And it was like, oh, she missed it. Oh, she's gonna smoke everybody there, or she's gonna do this and do that.
Coming back with vengeance.
Exactly, right. And she even had several Nike spots, like commercials that were coming through that, she was talking that shit, which is fine. Talk that shit. but to come in last place,
And that's the problem. If you're gonna talk your shit, you got to be able to back it up. Because you have all this energy before the race, you have all this energy after the race, but none of the energy during the race. Because I don't know, I gave up, or
she definitely gave up. Yeah. At the end, like when she seen, oh shit, like I can't catch them, she started slowing down, bro.
Maybe she was just like, oh nah, it's a no for me, dog. Damn, ain't no way.
The funniest one that I don't know if y'all seen on Twitter, the little gif where the girl be running and then she like stopped like that. I seen that so many times because literally like you could tell like towards the end she just kind of let up.
She absolutely let up.
At least don't come in last. So she could have beat that. She could have beat that other girl. You know what I'm saying?
She could have. She ain't have to
beat that other girl.
Well,
so as Jamaicans, how do y'all feel about the 1, 2, 3 though?
Proud.
The domination.
Oh, obviously, easily proud.
Not surprised.
I feel like this is probably racist. Whatever. I don't mean it that way, but I feel like Jamaicans and track are like Chinese and rice. You know?
Okay, that's definitely racist. But yeah,
About to
sure.
I'm just.
Let it slide.
So let me know. Is it mandatory for y'all to run track in Jamaica? Well, yeah, y'all want to know. I feel like it's mandatory, and then I also feel like it's mandatory for them to have rice over there. They have it for every meal.
I'm gonna stay away from that. Anyway, I mean,
black people like chicken. It's not like I'm
hey,
watermelon too.
It might just be the local agriculture that's available, the easiest agriculture. I don't know. Nah, but okay, so yeah, now you definitely feel proud. As far like we talked about it on a previous episode, Deem. Like, there is. I'm not gonna say you're forced to run track, but there's a lot of encouragement to run track for years. Like it's always like, even if you're in school, like I didn't grow up in Jamaica. Alicia, I don't know if did you grow up in Jamaica?
No.
Okay, yeah, I grew up in like South Florida for the most part. But even when we were down there was still the like, go run track, go try this at a young age, because they trying to weed out who can go and who can't go. But nah, what is funny, and this is gonna grow into something else because it's something I want to talk about that came up recently. But you just said like how if you're gonna have all that energy in that big talk, have it all the way through, right? It was like big talk before the race, weak performance during the race, and then after that she started big talking again. So I want to know, did y'all catch when Shelly Ann Frazier from Jamaica was walking behind her
with that smile on her face,
and she gave that and just kept walking? Hey man, look, one thing about it, we petty. We petty.
Yeah,
especially though. I mean, that's a human nature though. If somebody talking shit to you and then you dust their ass, it's gonna be hard for you to not make some type of acknowledgement. She also tweeted the eyes. I don't know if y'all saw that. She also tweeted the eyes too. Yeah. I mean, what you expect though.
Still talking for what reason?
Like afterwards, bro. Like, let's say I come in dead last. First of all, don't interview me. But if I gotta say something, bro, stay humble. Stay humble. Yeah, I mean, people done seen you run the 6th fastest time, but people just also saw you get dusted.
Bro, she could have.
You was looking at 8 other booties.
She could have went to that interview and just be like, you know what, that was a poor performance. That's not typical of me. I got to go back and get to work.
Troy, we might need to market you, man, because you done said some stuff for the baby. Sha'Carri. Hey, we might need to get you on their marketing teams, man.
Bro, somebody got to put me on PR, bro. I ain't gonna flash.
Because the problem was, and I think what a lot of people were getting upset about is like, oh, y'all are preying on her downfall and laughing at her losing. First of all, nobody is above catching them jokes. Period.
Right.
It's like you coming dead last, you gonna get them jokes, especially if you had all that energy. The problem was, at least with her interview, nobody's telling you don't have to be humble. You the 6th fastest woman in the world. Cool, take that. But you didn't show that in your race, so you got to approach that interview differently. Like, hey, that wasn't like what Troy just said. That wasn't me, but you gonna see me soon.
That's it.
Like all that stuff, and like you mad, baby, you mad, and we can tell. But you gotta temper it, so to speak. Like you don't have to be humble. Like, oh, poor me. You don't have to do that. But I don't know. It was
I mean,
just
she.
this is what
I think the main thing was like she never said. Well, I got to go look at it again, but she didn't make the point that what she said is one race, but she didn't acknowledge her performance. Really, you know what I'm saying? She said it was one race. You know, it happens, but it's like, yeah, we know that, but you were just saying how you were gonna come out, you know, and do this and.
Did y'all see her? Well, you caught it on, and neither of you guys caught it live, so I don't
no.
think you guys saw this. So throughout the whole thing, right? Well, at least after the race, excuse me. I think Nike, I think thought she may win that race because they had like 4 or 5 slots of like a commercial with Sha'Carri, right? And the commercial itself is like it starts off with her just.
Are you talking about
she
thing
has
with
her-
the nails?
Yeah, that's the commercial.
Oh, okay.
They ran
I
it like
can see that.
4 or 5 times after she got smoked in that race.
They already paid for them
on
slots.
NBC.
Hey,
Yeah, they paid for it. But like even in the commercial, there is like a, and I'm not saying she wrong for this. Like talk your shit, but you got to come with it. But like there's this certain like arrogance and cocky confidence, which is all fine. I'm not saying it's a negative thing, but it's just like, don't. Come on now.
Back it up.
You can't show up like that. You can't show up like that. And
you can't dead last. So that's the thing though. Like I don't feel like let's say she come in 5th. I don't think we having this conversation like that
No.
for real.
No. It's
No,
the
I
best.
don't think so.
Not
She
that
came in
she
dead last.
like, is the fastest woman in the world. And Sha'Carri is just getting into this. So for her, it's not expected that she's gonna be number 1, but to come in dead last, we was talking all that shit.
Okay.
It's kind of different.
It's very different.
You getting 4th, 5th, 6th, literally anything but last. We're not having this conversation because it's like, okay, you have work to do,
Yeah, you gotta get back.
but to come dead last, especially to pull up or give up like she did, because I don't think she ran her best race. So I think that comes a part of it too. You were talking all this shit. You didn't even try your hardest. You gave up. So what confidence do we have that you're gonna do that work to get better? You didn't even. Did you try? I don't know.
Yeah, you preaching. So with that being said, you know she had this. I mean, it seems like she considers this as a failure of hers.
Hold
you
on.
know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Before we go there, I want to get there, but before we go there, I wanted to bring something up because I didn't bring this up in the chat with y'all boys, but so after she lost the race, right? Like, this is something that I noticed with the narrative with Sha'Carri and this whole versus Jamaicans and who's faster, whatever, is that I can't sit here and say that Shelly-Ann or Elaine or any of the Jamaicans, like from the actual team who run, was talking that shit on any platforms in interviews or nothing. I don't know if you've seen it, Lacey. I don't know if you've seen it, Dame. I didn't see it come at her. I can say that looking at Sha'Carri, I wouldn't say exactly she went at them either, but you can tell even in her post interview, there was this anger towards like, people talking shit. And obviously it just felt very directed towards Jamaicans. But anyway, what led to all what I'm leading to is that on social media, what came up was this idea of the whole Jamaicans versus Yankee them, or Black Americans for those who don't understand what a Yankee is. So it was a young lady on Twitter who made the point, and I just want to dive into this because I always find it interesting. A young lady on Twitter said that Black American children are grown to love all Black people, whereas, and in this case, she's talking about Jamaicans, but Jamaicans grow up to look down on Black Americans or other Blacks, but not you feel me? Because it's different segments. You got Haitians, Jamaicans, Black Americans, whatever. And I saw that tweet, and one of our boys, Nate, actually was the one who kind of quoted it. And I was looking into it and thinking about it. And I even talked to my mom about it. And I think that shit's straight bullshit. I think that's bullshit, right? Because I grew up in South Florida, and I remember, like, even my mom would say, like, they grow up in Jamaica, they're looking at Black Americans as, like, cool. And, like, they want to be like Black Americans because they in the promised land of America or whatever. And I remember growing up as a kid, bro, and, like, you have Haitian Flag Day, Jamaican Flag Day, those days of pride for the islands. And almost every time during those days, Black Americans, for some reason, I don't know if it's because you see someone having the confidence or cockiness about where they're from, it creates some type of conflict. You feel me? But I never believe that Jamaicans grow their like just kind of come out of nowhere and say, hey, Black Americans this or Black Americans that. But I will admit this. Any any negativity that Jamaicans, and specifically I'm gonna talk about Jamaican women, because that's usually who may be kind of talking about that topic. Any negativity they may have with Black Americans, it's always from a direct interaction, from something that happened, or seeing how, like if you grew up in South Florida back in the day, like you'll see how certain people go out and carry themselves in public, and you feel embarrassed to see some of the shit you'll be seeing, dog. I'm like that's how I go, and I know that's where some of that comes from. So maybe that young lady may be kind of seeing that, but it's not like, oh well, they're Black and they're American, and because of that, no, right? Like that. Like,
do you know if the young lady was Jamaican or American?
I would assume she's American, because she was kind of on the opposition of saying Jamaicans and other blacks look at Black Americans in a negative light.
Facts. You can go ahead.
Go ahead.
Those like side comments, I'm not going to deny that they may happen in certain circles, certain families, or whatever the case may be. But I think it's bullshit to say that it's deliberate. Like they're deliberate, like we're deliberately brought up to look down on people. That's trash. And then it's also trash to try to say Black Americans are brought up to love everybody. Y'all are not going to act like y'all was not in middle school telling everybody that Haitian people eat cats. We not going to act like that didn't happen.
Facts.
Like
we're talking about
that. So that's bullshit. Don't try to paint yourself as like super innocent in this. Everybody has said some ignorant shit. It's not okay. But hopefully you get older and realize that shit was not okay. But to paint yourselves as like, oh, we just love everybody, that's bullshit.
Yeah. I was going to say that for sure.
Where did African booty scratcher come from?
Hello.
Tell me, where did you said most people? It did not come from Jamaica?
I said middle school.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying like that I guarantee, because you know the jokes that Jamaican kids may make, we ain't African booty scratcher. That don't even come off right. We don't say that shit, right? So that came from Black Americans. Or what about the whole like saying Africans talk and doing that shit? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, or the right? So like even because in the same chat that we were talking about this, it's like two Nigerians, and these was hot. Like, yo, these used to make fun of me all the time. Ain't no way we finna let that slide. So
facts. Yeah. I was gonna say, that's definitely BS, and I was just gonna say, bro, she got to be seeing stuff. Now I was gonna say there could be some type of how do I put it, like maybe some type of just natural attraction towards that. As far as like I only know kind of as far as what I be seeing, I see a lot of Haitians, they end up being with Haitians. So I'm just saying, like, I feel like that just comes down to like a preference thing, though. I don't think it's like a generalized thing as far as like Jamaicans or Haitians or whatever, they are taught to look down on anybody. It's and the same thing as far as Black Americans. Like we not taught to look down on anybody, but naturally a lot of times we have more stuff than the people from those areas. So that can create some type of conflict, just not knowing, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing when they come from. So you just say some ignorant shit, you know what I mean? But that, I think that's just preference, bro. Like, I don't think it's no general thing.
Even today, bro, I'll be dead ass honest with you. And it don't matter what segment of Black you are. If you out here doing like some shit that I feel embarrassed to kind of look like you, like we look alike, and then it's like someone's going to see me as you doing the shit that you be doing, I'm going to feel some type of way. And that, I know back in the day, bro, that's how people used to feel. A lot of times, man, like you have Caribbeans and Africans come to this country, and the mindset, because they came from these countries that were even far more poor than the ghettos here in America, they come saying like, yo, this is the opportunity to like really make it somewhere. So they come with the mindset like, I'm gonna work hard. Whereas a lot of times you may have like Black Americans who may be here. Not to say that Black Americans don't work hard, they do. They're not trying to say that at all. But you have like you may have some people who just they're lazy, right? And there's lazy people all around. But you gotta think the people who were coming here from the Caribbean, they came here with a purpose, and to see like other black people like that, it's like whatever you thought beforehand is flipped upside down because you think these black people are working hard and doing all this in America and everything like that. To then see like not as much as you may think. You know, it's a lot of shit that's said, man. It's a lot of shit that's seen, and I guess stereotypes are made.
Right.
Some of them being very true, but it doesn't apply to everyone. So, but as far as hating nobody or growing up to be taught to hate nobody, nah, we ain't taught. We just go outside and see the bullshit and be like, that's not
We
really.
form our opinions, yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
you form the opinion from there. So,
So yeah, he fucked up my last segue, so I'm just gonna go right into it.
well, segue that. Hold on, let me alley-oop you.
Damn. So speaking of Sha'Carri Richardson and her recent failures, I would like to talk about failure and how we can maneuver failure, how we see failure. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? So what are your thoughts on failure?
Go ahead, Lise.
Failure. I think when you're going through it, it doesn't seem like a good thing. I think once you get past it and you can learn from it, then it can become a good thing. And I'm kind of speaking from my own experience with failure. When you're going through it, especially so me, I am a perfectionist and a procrastinator with this violent fear of failure. So it's a real fucked up combination.
Damn. I was like, wow, that is
Yeah,
quite the
that's
combination.
tough. I feel
Yeah,
that though. That's
when you experience failure, it's like it's not the end of the world, but it'll shake you. It'll shake you for a while, until you get through it. And then you're like, okay, not maybe. I have never been in the position to be like, oh, I needed that to grow. Fuck that. No, I didn't. I didn't need that shit. I could have been quite fine without it. To be honest, I didn't need to learn that lesson. I'm fine with it, but you can't go back in time. So it's kind of like, all right, this is how I've grown through it. So hopefully that's a message you could pass along to other people, not to not fail, but like, don't let failure define who you are. Don't let failure end your life or feel like the world is over, that you can't come back from it, because you can. But for a lot of people, they'll see failure as like an end all be all, or like a definitive moment in their life, when it doesn't have to be. And I think no one's above it. So there's going to be a time in your life when you're going to fail at something, and you have to learn to be okay with it. So I think we see it as such a negative thing, because it is in certain contexts, but it doesn't have to be the end all be all. It's not like, oh, you failed and that's the end of it. It's kind of like, okay, you failed at that, but how did you move on from that? Or how can you move on from that? There's always, it's not a period. It's a comma. It's a semicolon. It's just not the end. It's just a brief stop.
Right. So let me ask you this, Lacey. With this mindset you have on how to handle failure and your emotions around it, were you taught that, or did you just form like, you know what, this is just how I'm going to deal with it?
No, because I had to fail so many fucking times. I was like, damn, all right, what we gonna do? Because
gotta figure this shit out.
I gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
Something got to shake.
What happens, something has to, because the first time, and I'm speaking specifically about like my struggles with like passing the bar and stuff. So
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So like the first time it happened, it was just like, damn.
Not
like,
to
this
cut
was
you
the
off, but I feel
pinnacle.
like do you mind sharing that with us? Like just kind of going through that whole situation?
I don't mind at all. So for those who I guess don't know me, I'm a lawyer now, but it took a while to get there. So I'm going to say my whole life, because I always wanted to be a lawyer. So I was always making my path that way. Pre-law and undergrad, then law school, and then, after that. So when that's your life goal or your career path, that pinnacle moment is the bar exam. So that's not to necessarily say it'll make or break you, but that's what you're looking at. It's going to make or break you, so to speak, because it's either you pass and you're a lawyer, or you fail and you're not, but not right now. So the first time I took it and, it came back fail, I was like, damn, what do I do now? And what's funny is the first time I failed didn't shake me as hard as the subsequent times. So the first time I was just like, all right, it is what it is. That's a waste of a summer, so to speak. How many weeks long that was of studying. It's like, damn, I failed. And I spent all that money on the prep course. But you know what? It is what it is. They did say they had that little fine print. If you fail one time, we'll let you retake the course for free. So I was like, all right, cool. I get a redo. No problem. Got my redo. And I failed again. I'm like, well, damn. All right, what we going to do now? Because that's not cheap.
Yeah.
Right.
Cheap to take that course again. So it's like, what do you do now? So I'm like, all right, where's the free courses at? Because that's like easily, I don't want to say it's $2,000, but it might be up there as far as like price range. I'm like, I ain't got that. I'm not working right now. I'm not working. The loan money is done. Luckily, I was living at home with my parents, so they'll handle like the financial part of my existence. So I was blessed to have that. But then it's like, okay, now it's added pressure because now I'm living on y'all's dime. I done spent all this money, because this was the goal, and I'm not reaching that. I'm not making good on my end of the bargain. So now it's added pressure. It's added pressure not only to pass and, do what I intended to do, but now I felt like I had additional pressure because not only am I trying to pass for me, everybody else is waiting on me to pass.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, we all know that feeling.
Yeah, we all
Especially,
do.
yeah, I know
We all
that
know
shit.
that,
I was in school for fucking 6 years. So yeah, I know. Oh, when are you finna graduate? Yeah, but
It's damn.
like engineering 5, yeah, 6. Yeah, I was at super. But like I could only imagine with that too, because it's like, there's this of like this I don't want to say a phenomenon, but this event that happens on social media of the time when everybody goes and passing bars and
graduation,
they're going through everything. Yeah, so
yeah.
I could only imagine from your side, especially going through that shit. It's like kind of everywhere. Like when you go on social media, you're seeing other people who got to where you were trying to get to, right? To pass that obstacle. So yeah, it's tough, man. So when you were taking the test or whatnot, was it, now looking back, do you feel like you just didn't prepare hard enough? What do you feel like?
Was it mental?
What led to it? Yeah, was it a mental thing or what?
So the format of the prep program that I originally took, I don't learn that way. So that's the kind of thing where I say, bitch, I didn't have to learn that lesson. Like,
right.
I didn't really need that because it's not like I didn't know what I was doing. It's just the way that you're teaching it is not the way that I learn. So I had to go through that, and it's like, okay, the first 2 times I did your program, I'm like, I did what the program told me to do, but that's not how I retain the material. So I had to I got one session with a private tutor because he was expensive. It was like $100-something an hour. I was like, bro, make this the best hour you got because I'm only
lawyer prices, ain't it?
$100
for 1 hour of
he eating.
I was like, hey, bro,
eating, boy. That boy eating.
Yeah, I was like, sir, you getting 1 hour out of me, so talk quick. Let's go. You get 1 hour. Changed my life. That was the best $100-something my mama spent because changed everything for me. Because he was able to say, hey, whatever teaching you, don't worry about that. You need to look at this material. And I was like, bro, that makes so much sense. Like, why didn't they say that? It made it so much easier. So for me, how I was looking at the material, not necessarily the level at which I was studying, because it's like, you could study all day and all night, but if you're not retaining the material to your learning style, it's never going to work. So I had to change the way I was studying. And he showed me a different way to look at things and a different way to attack the questions, and that changed everything for me.
That's fire. So was it third time was the charm, or?
I wish. No. So the third time I took it, I failed by half a point. So that was super fun. That was super fun. And that's the one that I would say broke me, so to speak, because I was bawling.
You was there. It's like you was there. Like
I was there. So and there's more that goes into it, but it's like I failed by half a point, and I feel like I was robbed of some of my points because of how they grade it. So obviously they grade and there's a curve or whatever the case may be. I'm like, hey bro, y'all stole some of them points because the math is not mathing. Right. It's not making sense.
Yeah.
Cause no, I was pissed because I wrote a letter to them like, hey, them first 2 times I took it, this was the standard of deviation between the raw score and my scale score, but now it's this amount of points. Somebody explain something to me. And they're just like, girl, anyways, y'all heard something? I'm like, damn, so y'all just gonna take my until I pass. So I was like, all right. Whereas other people might have seen that as a period and end all be all. I was like, oh, y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna keep coming back. We gonna find the money. I'm gonna keep coming back. So I guess that's how I didn't want to let failure define me, because I didn't have a backup plan. So I was like, look, I'm gonna be a lawyer. So one
way or another. Yeah. Shit, I'm gonna get that.
So and also part of it was, I don't want to say I'm hard-headed, but y'all not gonna beat me. Oh, I'm gonna be here.
No, you hard-headed.
Coming back, y'all.
It's pride. Yeah, it's pride.
It's hard-headed. You got that pride. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, y'all not who failed and never came back? Nah, not me. I'm gonna be here. Don't worry about it. I'll see y'all next cycle or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Facts, bro. That's how it be though, because when when you do that shit, bro, it's on. It's on, because it's like you can. It's just for some reason, bro, it's not happening. But I just feel like, did you feel like you just knew, like you knew you was gonna be a lawyer? Like you ain't like, even though all that shit was happening, you ain't really have no doubt that you was gonna be a lawyer.
No, because that's what I wanted, and because I'm hard-headed, but I'm gonna get what I want. Yeah, okay. There was no backup. Like there's not. Oh, here's this alternative career. No, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be mad until I get there, but I'm gonna get there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, that's real, man.
Salute to you. Deem has a similar mindset. Deem has that same mindset. Deem has his goals and things he's driving towards. And me and him have had one-on-one conversations about this very thing, right? I salute the mindset of saying like, yo, it ain't no backup.
At least he's my partner, bro. Like we be thinking alike, bro. Like for real. It's the same shit. I think people who tend to have a goal and fail at that goal, but then finally reach it, those are the people who I feel go the farthest, because failure. That shit hit different.
You just know it too fucking good that you're like, yo, I don't never want to see this bitch again.
Ooh, child, let me get my charger. Hold on. I'm gonna just turn off.
Go ahead.
It hit different though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like that junk. Like just imagine doing something so many times, bro. Like imagine how Alicia felt when she finally passed the bar, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I know she was feeling amazing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? After going through all that, bro, like just looking dark, bro. Looking dark, like it's not gonna happen type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
hey man, I salute her. I can only imagine the emotional part of it, because eventually, with having to fail and fail again, you end up, and I'm not speaking for her, I'm speaking for me in this point. Like when you fail to those degrees, bro, like it really brings out the core of who you are, right? If you're gonna be somebody who's gonna fold under pressure or just give up or whatever it's gonna be in the face of failure, it's gonna show. But if you're gonna be somebody who's gonna be like, nah, fuck that, like I'm gonna go get my shit. I'm like, no matter what, I'm gonna keep going. Don't worry about it. We mute that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going at it. Shoot, like I said, man, 6 years, bro. I should have been out. And just like Lacey, like I mentioned, you seeing on social media, other people, oh, I passed the bar, blah 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 blah. I had to see motherfuckers, and I'm sure this is the same for you. I had to see motherfuckers who I came in with, people I came in with take off and leave, right? Because it's like, all right, 5 years engineer, typically people coming for 4 years. So the people I came with, they leave at 4 years, but it's like, all right, that's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. You get to that 5th year, and it's like, all right, cool. And then those people who were also on the 5-year track and they dipped out. It's like, ooh, all right, it's getting slim out here. It's getting barren. No, we passed slim. It's barren.
Yeah.
And like, you kind of the only one. You end up being like, I was. So y'all started calling me Grandpa Smoke for a reason, bro. I was really like the old head who's just around. And boy, I tell you, the emotional toll that it takes, man. For me, it was tough, bro. During that time and dealing with that failure, feeling like, yo, like what the fuck, bro. Like, and even to this day, I still wake up and I still have nightmares about going to like being in a class and thinking I dropped it, but I didn't drop it, and I was in the class the whole fucking time. Or another nightmare is that I was supposed to go to an exam, and I went to the wrong place, and it's in a whole different fucking place, and it was an exam that would
Like
have
you thought it was the Norman in that
passed.
bit in the rights for
somewhere. You feel me? Yeah. So nah, bro.
physics building bit. Crazy.
That fairy shit, boy. That shit will it'll make you a whole out here, or it'll make you one tough ass motherfucker, man.
Yeah. One thing though I can't say about it, bro. You can't avoid it. I really don't think you
Right.
can avoid it. If you're trying to be something, you can't avoid it. Like I mean, people who just out here just doing, chilling, couch potatoes or whatever, they're not really gonna have that chance. But like, if you're trying to do something in life, like you gonna come across it. You know what I'm saying? So, learn from other people's mistakes if you can. Shoot, you definitely gotta keep that mindset of like it's not a period, but it's just a comma. You know what I'm saying? So.
Because
That's why
that's the thing. Like, you have to think of everything that you've done in your life, not like tests or graduations or whatever the case may be. You have to think about, go way back. When you were learning to walk, you fell sometimes. That's failure.
Mm-hmm.
When you learned to ride a bike, you fell off that bitch sometimes. That's failure.
Facts.
Like, there's things where it's like, okay, you failed at that. We don't look at it as such a failure, so to speak.
Right.
You have to look at everything like that. Okay, you fell off the bike. Get back on.
Facts. That's why I say and Deem doesn't really embrace this. Deem experiences failure and then quickly moves on. I'm not
I
like
won't
that.
say I won't say quickly, but yeah.
Relatively. Me, no. I when I fail, or if I'm dealing with negative emotions or whatever it is, I tend to want to feel all that shit. I want to embrace all that shit. I've embraced failure completely. Don't get me wrong. I'm still scared to. There's still a part of me that's scared to fail. Right?
Yeah.
It's scared to fail for like me putting myself completely out there, failing. Right? But I'm not. It's not a sense of like I won't. It doesn't hinder me to even trying. Right? But I'm the type to where like with these emotions that I don't like or whatever, I want to feel that shit as much as possible because I don't ever want to feel this shit again. I want to embrace all of it as much as possible, whether that's failing, whether that's heartbreak, whether that's missing, like whatever the fuck the emotion is. Let me feel that shit so that I ain't feeling this shit no more in the future. Like we gonna avoid this as best as possible. So
Yeah. See, I can do that with a little less feeling. But oh man, but what we got next, Trey?
nah, fuck that. My dog fails, takes a nap real quick, and be like, "Well, damn, what's next?"
Nah, bro. Tell me. Okay, so listen. This is what this is what it is, bro. Because I've been through my failures. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like surprised when it happens. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do something, it's like flipping a coin. Either it's gonna go your way or it's not gonna go your way. You know what I'm saying? But what do you do when it doesn't go your way? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause if you're gonna be fine if it go your way. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be fine. But what do you do if it doesn't go your way? Are you gonna stop right there? I think of like those. You all ever see those questions where it has a question right here, you answer yes, no, and then it goes down to another tree. So that's kind of how I look at it. So it's like, am I gonna stop here, or am I gonna keep going, try again, get another? If I fail again, okay, am I gonna stop here? Because I mean, I'm still trying to get to the top. At the end of the day, like no matter the route that I'm taking, I'm still trying to get to where I'm gonna be, and I just know that failure gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I should look at what I did wrong to not do it again, rather than I don't have to feel everything I did wrong to not do it again. I can take a look at it and try to not do that again.
I feel you. I'm emotional.
Yeah, because you can
I'm
go
emotional.
through, you can
That's
feel all
what
that
it is,
emotion,
bro.
and then that shit can happen again.
Yeah.
Now you gonna feel all that again, and then,
Yeah, no, I've come to terms with that when it comes to, even though like I think at my core I'm a chill ass dude, but nah, I'm emotional at heart. I'm emotional at heart, so I already know. That's just me. So, but yeah. Anyway, what we got next, man? What we got next? Oh, we talked about that. Okay, yeah. So because Lacey's on the show, I really want to get the perspective of a woman on this, and this can go all over the place. But like, So over the last couple of months, man, we've been seeing a whole lot of videos and tweets and Instagram, IG posts, all that of women going out of the country to go get surgeries,
Oh,
BBLs and veneers too. We need to add that shit in there to people getting veneers and
Veneers.
shit. Yeah. But specifically, I guess I'm gonna talk about the BBLs. But like women going out of the country, getting BBLs, and them taking up the planes with all the damn wheelchairs and all of that. So much so that like Delta had to make an announcement. I think they had to make an announcement.
was that real?
I think it was. It was. There was a Delta thing. Then there was also something from there. What would it be? What's those places that you usually book from?
To my
I wanna
booking,
say-
Travelocity, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
one of those
Oh,
booking
Expedia.
travel
Like,
sites.
the booking agencies. Okay.
Expedia. I think it was Expedia. Yeah, where they made an announcement of, I guess if they found out that you were coming to the country to do that, right, they would not allow you to stay in their place because these women needed like they need
blood
special
and
care.
all that stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
they need special care. So like they're coming in these places like these residences and I guess bleeding everywhere or pussing
Ew.
everywhere. I don't know.
Man,
I don't really know. But what's your thought on the whole BBL craze, man? What's your thought on women? I don't want to say fetishizing, but being very
My dog can't relate.
adamant on getting that curve, that curvy curve.
So, first and foremost, if you are unhappy with your looks, whatever that may be, if it's your face, your body, whatever the case may be, your hair, if you're unhappy with anything and you feel like surgery is the way to go, who am I? Who is, anybody to tell you no? If that's how you would like to spend your time and your money, by all means, it's your decision to make. However, I think it's not just on women. I'm gonna blame men.
Oh no, you're not. I was just thinking I'm gonna get to that shit too.
I like it.
No, because I mean, it's twofold. I mean, who you said fetishized earlier, so I'm gonna start there because
Go
who
ahead.
fetishized that body shape? I'm gonna say both, but I'm gonna blame men because that's what I'm here to do. I'm gonna blame the men. Men are to blame. No. It started somewhere. So it started with, fetishizing the video vixens, but video vixens then and video vixens now look very, very different. And I don't know where that has come from. Let's blame the Kardashians. We're gonna blame the Kardashians or we're gonna blame the men. That's where it is.
I'm right there with you with the Kardashians, not the men.
So
but,
it's become this kind of this Coke bottle shape, which isn't really Coke bottle. It's giving very much
Yeah,
ant.
it's more like hourglass. Yeah.
Did you say
That's
did you
not
say-
an hourglass either. It's
Hold on, wait a
giving
minute.
ants.
Did you say ant? Like the ant
Ants.
movie?
Yeah.
Bro,
really small and then like really big and then legs.
Bro,
that
I,
don't
I saw this meme the other day. Crazy. They had Donkey Kong in like a swimsuit with like a little curvy body, and then they had the ant, and they said, so when people get surgery, these are only two options. Like,
Yeah.
and like, oh man, bro, like I'm gonna send it to you so you can put it. But that's crazy.
It's very weird because like and I don't think this is unique to BBLs, but even when like women get like breast implants,
Mhm.
it's like they don't know do I want to say modesty? I don't know, just enough. It's
They trying.
Yeah.
I'm going
But it's never
big.
enough. It's never enough. And not just women. Think about guys that do like bodybuilding. When they
That's
get
true.
muscles and muscles, sometimes it's never enough. They looking like this, like, bro, you can't even put your arms down.
Yeah, you
Are
can't
you
walk
well?
through the door.
That's true.
It becomes a level of addiction for some people, I think. Like I don't know if y'all have ever seen the show. It's called Botched on, I don't know what network. Let's say E, because I'm making it up.
Yeah.
I don't know what TV show it comes on. But it's these people that'll get a surgery and it probably gets messed up at some point in time. They're like on their 4th, 5th, 6th nose job, boob, whatever job on their face. And it's because they're trying to reach this kind of unattainable level of what they think to be beauty. I don't know where it comes from. A lot of the time, I think it comes from a place of hurt. Or because somewhere along the line, someone or something told them not to accept them for who they are. So I think some of that plays into the BBL thing. It's kind of this is what's hot. Think of what's on, at least when I say for women, when we're shopping on these websites and the models that are modeling the clothes, this is the body type. It's like every model has this body type. It's like, first of all, nobody looks like
that's
that.
crazy. I was gonna say the internet kind of did it too.
Absolutely,
because
it's
when you
what you're
have these
promoting.
models, instead of, it's not on mannequins no more. Like it ain't people
No.
going in and shopping on mannequins. You know what I'm saying? It's real bodies, and these bodies.
But they're not real bodies because the
They're not real
models don't
bodies,
even look
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They're photoshopping them.
Yeah.
Facts.
I'll say this, right? So Alicia said she gonna blame the men. And
I totally disagree.
I totally disagree. So let's go down this path.
I'm glad I'm here.
Let's
speak up for us.
let's do it for the audience. I say it ain't men, right? I agree with you that the Kardashians were, I think, a pivot. It was a pivotal point, I think, in society when they came to be what they were. And women, I think women took the time to see that the Kardashians were getting love from whoever, right? Because on the internet, you can have a few voices seem like a whole, like, army, right? And I think because they saw the Kardashians and some other women who they would get attention, they felt like, oh, in order for me to get attention, I have to do this and do that. I don't believe, and I could be wrong about this, but I don't believe no normal man. And when I say, I don't want to use this, I don't even want to use that phrase, high value man, whatever the fuck they're saying out here. But even men who are desirable, right? I don't even feel like those men who are like, I don't know, top earners, good looking, whatever. I don't even think they are saying to women, maybe you should go get your butt.
Yeah, get that ass done.
Get that thing done, or paying for it. The men who I think are doing that are these dudes who are trying to live like these fake, like these celebrities and these fake ass personalities they see on the internet. Because there are people like that who exist, right? But I think that group of people, for some reason, seem to have a louder voice than the many who are just like, no, I like my woman to be more natural. I like, I like your body. I be seeing men all the time on the internet be like, yo, she got a tummy? I love that shit.
Hey,
she got cellulite? I love that shit.
This is the thing though. Like a lot of people, I guess, like a lot of people like that. They're not really on the internet. You know what I'm saying? As far as
that's true.
You get what I mean?
Fair.
They're not really on the internet as far as people who are you're gonna see the people who are on the internet. You see them because they're doing stuff all the time. So you know how the algorithm works and all that stuff. Like you're gonna see more of that just because that's of how the social media is nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But
that goes to show you, get off the fucking internet and go actually live life.
Go touch some grass.
Yeah, like actually meet people.
Taste
versus
it. Taste
looking
it.
at posts.
Yeah.
And like how many people we got on the internet living like a facade, and they know they're living the facade. They're living a personality that is fun to be like shit. And we go back to 2009, 2010 Twitter. We all was saying wild shit that we would never be living like that in real life. You feel me? That was just how we was talking that shit.
This Twitter, bro. We used to stay saying that, bro. This Twitter, bro.
Yeah, shit. That's just what it is. So like, but some people don't understand that.
Yeah, I think the media fuels a lot of perception of things, and that's just not now. It's been always like back in the day when we were younger, probably when it didn't really concern us too much. The body type that we look at now as like the standard is not the standard then. So like back in the day, if you had a big butt, that wasn't the thing. That wasn't in. Now it is. Now big butts are in. So it's whatever's trending. It's whatever's
big
trending.
Lips. Like basically the black woman's body became the goal for everyone.
Hello.
But then they
but not on the black woman.
Yeah, it was like on the black woman's body was like on the non-black person, which is just even weirder. But yeah, full lips wasn't like.
I mean, at the end of the day, do what you want to do, but you got to be safe about it. So these people, I think at least the issue with I have, if you want to get surgery, do your thing, boo, but be safe because they're going to these third world countries because it's cheaper. But the thing is, when you're being cheap, sometimes being cheap will end up being more expensive. You feel me?
True.
Because you're going to this third world country to get this. You gonna get a third world ass surgery. It might look okay now, but I think we always see, maybe not always, but you see the came out good. Oh, girl, I went to the Dominican Republic. Or, girl, I went to Brazil and it cost me $15.99. Sure, but some of them look like it cost $15.99. It's uneven. or there's health risks. And I think the people aren't really paying attention to those health risks. So that's my concern. If you want to get surgery, girl, do your thing. If you could afford it, good for you. Don't nobody want to go to the gym. If I could go get one, I would go do that. But
man, go to the gym, man. Go to the gym.
No.
All that, whatever.
I don't agree because
go to the gym.
I feel like women would have a problem if was out here getting chest implants and dick surgery.
How do you know that though? Because y'all not doing it.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. No, y'all would. Because
we don't know that. We don't know. No. We're speculating now.
All right,
we don't know that.
No, I'm not speculating.
Doesn't Drake have fake abs? Nobody cares.
No. I'm not. He got fake abs. That's weird. But no. Hold on. I'm not speculating because we have a real world example out there.
Who?
You got dudes. It's not necessarily like chest even though those things like dick enhancements and chest implants do exist. But the thing that we're seeing that actually is happening, that I've seen women come out of the woodworks like, yo, what the fuck? Is these dudes who getting these hair rugs or extensions or whatever.
Okay, this because y'all was talking all that shit. Now you want a lace front like me, boo? No, because that's the same thing. You don't get to talk shit about my lace front. Now you get a lace front. No, I'm gonna talk shit about yours.
Hey, but I'm saying though, like, bruh's bald though, like he bald, like he don't got no hair. Now I am not excusing it because hey, I've been in my hair loss struggle. You see Deem over there shining real bright, so like you know, it ain't like we not doing it. And I don't really condone it. I say right out
for the beard too, though. Troy, you might need to hop on that.
Do what you want to do, but you gotta own it. That's my thing. I think if you're gonna do something to enhance your body or whatever the case may be, like own it. This is not my hair. It's mine possessively because I paid for it. But if I take it off, I got to set it off braids underneath.
Yeah, I got the receipt.
I got the receipt, so it's mine.
I zelled my girl to make this. It's okay. But like own it. So there's people that'll be like, yeah, you know, when back in the day everybody was like, yeah, I'm a quarter Cherokee. Everybody was Cherokee. Don't nobody know any other Indian tribe because everybody was Cherokee. And that's why I got this hair like that. You're a liar. You do not have green eyes. It's contacts. Like just own it. Like if a guy is going bald and he's not comfortable with being bald, get you a little shape up thing. But own it. See, that's y'all. I'm okay with that. But like,
I don't. Lacey, hold on now. So you telling me when bruh come home and he got to peel it back and put it on the dresser, you cool with that?
Yeah, because I'm gonna take my wig off and put it right next to him. As long as he's honest about it. As long as he is honest. Like it's bullshit if you're not comfortable with the Mr. Clean yet. It's okay. I like the Mr. Clean. I'll polish it up for you every now and then. If you're not okay with it and you want to get you a look, we gonna get right. We gonna get you right. I'm gonna show you how to put it on. I'm gonna get your little wig head to sit next to mine. Don't worry about it, but you got to be honest about it. But what you're not gonna do is not tell me and act about waves on swim, and then your waves are on my pillow in the morning. That's not okay. You're a liar. You're a liar. I ain't
gonna lie, Lacey. I believe that's cap. I can't prove it. I can't do nothing to prove it.
I have no problem with anybody living in their truth. You feel me? But you're not gonna walk 100%. Around like.
I think he's talking about your preference, though.
I'm talking about where you got to go to sleep next to, who you got to grow old with, who you got to hug on and run your hand through their hair. You feel me? And rub their hair.
That's fine. I'm just flipping back. I'm gonna just tug it forward for you. Oh, boo, I got you. It's slipping. Don't worry about it. Hey, man.
Hey, salute to you. Salute to you that you will love a person regardless of all the enhancements that come off and come on. Salute, right?
As long as they're honest. I'm okay with it.
You mentioned earlier too about like people going and getting these bot surgeries or like being safe. We got some examples, right? K Michelle, who like she was one of the first really black girls that I ever came to notice that went out and got one of those crazy like these butt. I don't know if it was a Brazilian butt lift or not, but she got like butt surgery, and like I remember kind of like just over the span of years. I remember her talking about it or hearing like, cause somebody watching Love and Hip Hop or whatever the fuck show she on, and her talking about it and saying like she got the butt because she wanted attention from men, right? And you go back and look at pictures of her body, her body she had a great body, great body, and it's just like It's crazy because she put herself in such a risk because she didn't value herself, right? And you mentioned before someone along the lines had to have
Right.
minimize your own confidence.
Self-worth. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. It's
That's what I
crazy
think
to
it come
see it.
down to. I
Yeah,
just
I
think,
think
yeah,
self confidence is what
I
it
just think it come
has to
down
do
to
with it.
that at the end of the day,
It
because
does. It does. Because some
you
people are
know
more influenced by others'
others'
opinions.
thoughts.
So
Yes,
some
very true.
people allow their self-worth to be determined by others,
Because
and
didn't K
so they'll
Michelle do
scale it
something with her
off of that.
face? She did something with her
Who?
face too, right? K Michelle.
Probably at
Probably.
this point,
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
I
That's
forget,
just
was it her also that talked about getting whatever surgery undone or something? It was
yeah.
somebody out there that,
Yeah. She
okay,
got it
that's what I
undone.
thought.
Like sometime in the last couple of years, because like it actually, like you said, like, and I didn't even get to finish the point. It started like actually fucking her up. Like she was
Yeah.
sick.
Mm.
Like the stuff, I guess, because I think and correct me if I'm wrong for anybody who knows. I think the Brazilian butt lifts will take the fat from another part of your body, so
I
it's
think
coming from your body and just being put somewhere else.
right.
Whereas I think they have other surgeries where they're putting a foreign substance in to create this shape or these
Correct.
cheeks, right? Yeah. So whatever it is that was in her, I guess it popped or it was leaking or decayed over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it started like killing her, basically poisoning her, basically.
Yeah.
So
That's the risk you run with going to these third world countries. Not to say that I'm sure they have surgeons that are just as good, but I think I won't say a lot, but I think what some people are looking at when they're going there, they're looking at the price tag and not necessarily the long run, the upkeep, the risks that come after it. Because if something happens, how quickly can you get back to the Dominican Republic? How quickly can you get back to Brazil to follow up, to address that situation?
right.
So, and do you have the money for a follow up or anything like that? Like, I don't think people are really thinking about that. Just like, oh, girl, it only cost $3,000. I got my, my tax refund,
Tax
and that's what we're
return.
gonna do. Like, you gotta think. This is your body. You only get you only get like one kind of, unless you go and add it up and enhance and subtract and all that, and you get like 1A, 1B. But
I was over here trying to figure out where the second body coming from.
But no, because
It
some
ain't
of
the
these
same.
people
Yeah,
do
yeah.
not have the same one that they came
Yeah, oh, no,
here
no,
with.
no. I
And
get
they go
you.
to heaven, God gonna be like, I ain't give you that model. So
Where
you
this
ain't
came
look like
from?
that. Bad when I
Oh
create you.
man. Nah, that shit crazy. Like, have y'all seen people like going and getting veneers? Of course y'all have. But
Those
like,
things are crazy.
yo, like, okay, the
I think
teeth
Hitman got
overall.
veneers.
Hitman?
Hitman Holla, I think he got veneers.
Probably. It's a lot of them dudes, bro. They over here looking at the pure white teeth and like, oh, I want that. But like, before you even get to the finished product that looks unnatural, they have to like
They
shave the
chilling your
tooth
shit
down.
down. Mm.
So yeah, and like the veneers come off, right? So like, it's not like well, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if they're permanently there or not. 'Cause I know like gold tooth can be permanent. So I don't know.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if they're permanent. But I would think like basically you just got a bunch of caps under these little niblets. So
Ew.
you
Yeah,
say
it's like all your teeth look like the hand from Scary Movie too. Like, like
hey man,
that's
nah,
You
crazy.
just look like a chihuahua.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
that includes men too in that, right? So, and it's so weird that you are like who are you trying to impress with this shit, bro? Like, I always feel like like obviously there are people out there who are gonna value that shit, but I feel like the number of those people, it's the people you might see on South Beach renting the Bugattis and the Maybachs. They don't have no fucking money. The only money they got is put to trying to
Impress others.
floss. You feel me? Yeah. Like, and it's just like I always feel like that number of people, like everyone will put money to try to stunt. I'm not saying that's not the case, but like some people put it all. Right? It's like, yo,
I
my
mean,
house.
I feel like it's just like who you stunting for? Are you stunting for you? So I feel like if you're doing that stuff for you, I feel like shoot, you can go all out. You know what I'm saying? But like when you get to doing it for other people, I feel that's where the disconnect comes. That's where you get to
Because
a
it'll
point
never
where
be
you lose
enough.
control. Exactly,
Yeah.
because it will never be enough.
No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Weirdo
I just
shit,
don't get
man.
it. I mean, if you have like orthodontic or teeth issues that necessitate you getting veneers, by all means.
For
But I
sure.
think as far as like in the realm of, at least for the celebrities, I think there's like this unspoken need to be perfect, or at least to seem perfect. So you gotta have perfectly straight white teeth. You gotta have your body popping, your hair popping, your items, your watches, your jewelries, your clothes, and all that. You have to have all this because of your status, so to speak. But For y'all to have all this money, them teeth look like chiclets, and it's not connecting. I don't get it. You got you a Rolex, and your teeth look like I don't even know what. Who are y'all going to? It just looks crazy to me. Like, them some chompers. Them not even teeth; those are chompers.
If your natural teeth are like disgustingly terrible, by all means, go get that surgery, my boy. Like, it's an improvement no matter what you do. Like, you got people. It's certain people out there that I see out in the world, specifically like famous people, where I'm like, yo, you rich? Why you look like that? Right, Reggie Miller. I don't know if y'all remember Reggie Miller.
Because he don't have to put on for nobody else. He's comfortable with himself.
And that
living
might
in
be
his
it,
truth.
right? That might be it. But
Tim
Reggie
Duncan
Miller,
was the
his
same
teeth.
way.
Tim Duncan, teeth. Kevin Durant's hair. My dog still don't brush his hair. Still don't. And I'm just like, yo, you can just get you can just get one of those caps. Like, you see LeBron out here fighting. LeBron fighting for his life every season. My dog come in with a fresh ass hairline. By the end of the season, that bitch is looking like a tennis ball that kind of been ruffled around and some shit. So like, if you're losing something in per se, like I said, I don't fuck with the hair cap shit, like, you know, that little peel back. But hey, if you want to do the hair transplant, hey, cool. At least that ain't as wild and crazy to me. You're trying to save your hairline, because living out here with that fucked up hairline is tough. I know that. Deem, you know it too. Like, it's hard to it's hard to survive in the group chats when your hairline peeling back.
Let it go. Yeah, and then like another thing too, like, well, I gotta limit the amount of shit that people could say.
As a comedian, yeah, you better limit that shit.
I gotta limit the amount of shit. So I'm already short. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I need. I don't need my face might be you know, that's all I don't need nothing else. I don't need no more ammo. I don't need none
you gotta
of that.
pick a struggle in one.
Pick one, bro. So when I seen it going back, I was like, yeah, take it all, bro. Like, I came in one day I was going to the barbershop. He looked at me, he was like, hey man, you gonna take it all off today? And I looked at him, I was like, yeah, bro, go ahead and do it. Cause I don't like how he said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he almost
that was disrespectful. That was pretty disrespectful.
He put that on me. He put that on me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't speak that into existence.
Not my barber. Oh, nah, bro.
Hey man, it's a lot. But it's a lot of things.
I look better this way though, so
it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, you look more like an adult, I guess, right?
I look older too. Yeah,
you look older. Yeah.
I look my age.
At least you have facial hair. Like, I'm in my 30s, and people will still think I'm like in my early 20s because I don't got shit here, right? Yeah, fuck you. It's hard living in this world. You're short and you're bald and you got a receding hairline, bro. That's a horrible.
And you're dark. You can't forget about that. Can't forget about that.
It's tough, bro. It's
tough, bro.
So yeah. But anyway, all jokes aside, man. I hope people, as time goes on, man,
love yourself.
Yeah,
man.
I hope that somehow something happens where like people gain this self-confidence or this self-awareness to be like, yo, like, all this shit fake on the internet, dog. It's not a standard. It's not a standard at all. Go hang out with regular people. Go hang out with people who ain't out here trying to live for the approval of others. But, you know, I'll stop preaching.
But I mean, if you, at the end of the day, if you feel like surgery will make you happy and you're doing it for you, hey, by all means. Mm-hmm. Like I said, if I could afford a little BBL or something, I would go. Give me a cheat sheet, a head start, because I'm not about to go. Like, you know how much
go to the
and working out I'm gonna have to do. If I could afford a little head start, cheat sheet, suck some out and throw it over there, I would totally do that.
Man, go to the gym. Hey, okay, and
I will after. Right? I'm trying to give me a head start.
As you said that, yeah. As you said that, right? What just came to mind, bro, is you got some women out here who real fraudulent. They going and getting the BBLs, and then going to the gym.
And becoming fitness instructors.
Yeah, like, bro, what you talking about? What? Like, you out here putting on. Come on, man. You know you got that surgery. And like, you know, I ain't even gonna throw nobody under the bus. But it's people out there that I know personally, right? From either whether it's a distance or whether it's really close, that that literally, like, and it's always like the same, it's always the same kind of step-by-step process of what happens. It's like they kind of go dark. All the posts and all the Instagram old pictures disappear, and then all these new pictures come. Like, damn, like, huh? That's interesting.
Okay.
Like, where that come from?
Working.
But
You working.
meanwhile they made that shit. They've been working their way towards the DR. So like
Nah, you've been saving. That's what you've been doing.
you've been saving. Yeah. Yeah, man. But it's I don't know. Go to the gym, man. Just go to the gym because you know what? You might even meet the man of your dreams.
I was gonna say a lot of times, but y'all don't even need that. A lot of times y'all don't need that. You don't need no surgery. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure.
Why was that face? Hold on, Dean. Why was that face, Alicia?
Find the man of the dream in the gym. No, we don't want to be talked to at the gym.
That's
I wasn't saying that. That's Troy point.
Yeah, that's some of y'all. Nah, that's some of y'all. Some women definitely.
What? Oh, quick question. Where would you most likely rather meet a girl? If I was single, I'd say Publix.
Where would I like to meet a girl? It's hard for me to say the place. Definitely not the club. Any woman that I've ever met at the club, it don't.
I don't even know about the gym, bro. I don't know about the gym either. Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't say the gym either, but I was just saying like there are women who do want to get talked to at the gym because I know them personally who want to get talked to. Like, this is a dude I'm always saying. Like, y'all ain't never heard a woman say like, it's this dude at my gym who I see all the time.
Facts.
Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So, I would say I can say how I would want to meet someone, and it's kind of how I met my lady.
Okay, so you don't matter. Okay, Lacey, what about you?
Well, I don't. So where I would want to meet a guy, and I've always said this, and it's kind of a joke because I'm single, so it's like I'm not dating because I'm not trying because I'm always at home. But I'm like, damn, like dudes don't go to the grocery store no more because I've never met a guy at the grocery store. I'm like, look, if they're not at Publix, Target, Trader Joe's. I don't really go to Walmart that much, but if I do, I'm there in and out real late. Nobody's supposed to see me
Y'all
here.
need to stop hating on Walmart, man. Those everyday prices, everyday lows, man.
I don't hate it, but I'm just not there long enough to meet anybody. I'll go in for like one thing, so I'm not gonna meet you there. But like, I would want to meet. I've always said I want to meet somebody organically. So you want the cute little moment. Oh, we run into each other at the supermarket, grab it, reaching for the same box of cereal. Something cute like that. In the bookstore, we reach for the same book. Something corny. Probably not gonna happen.
She want a rom-com. She want a rom-com.
I do. Don't all girls, But me, I just want to meet somebody organically. Like, I just want it to be, okay, a mutual friend, or we're out somewhere that's a common interest to us both. I don't want to meet nobody at the club. I don't want to meet anybody through a friend that's like, hey, my homeboy wants to talk to you. No, right. I don't want to talk to your friend. But I think something organically.
I think the best situations to be in is the mutual friend, not the like, but the like, y'all just happen to be in the same space, and then all of a sudden y'all start connecting and shit like that.
Right.
Because it's not like y'all are in the same group, so there's the opportunity to have conversation that won't be weird and awkward because you just walked up randomly and trying to make small talk.
Speaking of randomly, would you respond to someone who dove in your DMs?
It depends.
Depends on how.
Because first of all, to get to my DMs, you have to be following me, and my profile is private. So if you follow me and you have access to my DMs, I probably already know you. So I would probably respond depending on how you go about doing it. The funny thing is, don't nobody be in my DMs. I'm like, are y'all scared?
They might be, Lisa.
My homeboys are always like, I think your DMs are flooded and da 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 da. I'm like, bro, they're mad barren. Oh, I know all these people. Your friends are scared then. Your friends are some hoes because they're scared.
Everybody's scared. Well, let's be honest here. This is something that's not addressed enough, right? Is that we always feel like everybody out here just shooting these random shots. Right. Now, what I've realized after having even the dudes who I thought like, yo, they out here just bam, 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 bam. They scary too. Like they scary. Like everybody's scary, bro.
Facts,
but I would if somebody came, respectfully, I guess. There's not really, there is a way to be disrespectful, but facts. If they were brave enough to do so, that's a point there already because you won out of none.
First.
What is the best line pickup line?
No, we don't need any lines. We can't give them too much.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We can't give them too much.
Somebody gonna hear and know exactly who that is.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, we good.
Fair enough.
They know
lines. Well, you said lines that I've heard or lines that would work.
Whatever. However you want
to. I don't like lines. I don't like lines. Just be you, bro. Like, just be straightforward. Hey, I like your face. Let's go somewhere. Like, it doesn't have to be like, don't come in my DM like rhyming. What are you doing, Dr. Seuss? I don't want that shit.
Or what if a nigga come in, it's like a ball, and they like, oh, my ball rolled in here.
my
Let
ball.
me get
God, punt that shit somewhere else because what are you doing? What are you doing? You saw that on Twitter. Like, be original. If you're gonna do some corny shit, like, you gotta be original. If you're gonna be corny, you gotta have like a bomb ass sense of humor for your corny shit to be funny. Because there's corny dudes that are just fucking corny, and then there's like corniness with like a swag to it, sort of. Cool, but you do corny jokes well. Does that make sense?
100%.
Some dudes just they corny and they're corny. They're just like, oh, here's my ball, and then that there's nothing else. Like, they're never gonna say anything funny again. Like, you don't have the creativity for it.
Those are corny dudes who don't know they corny. So corny people who be like, yo, they know like, oh, I'm kind of corny sometimes. Those individuals are the ones who I think you're talking about. Like,
yeah.
That might work. Embrace your corniness. Like, okay, he's a corny guy, but that's my type of corny. Like, my dad is a corny ass guy, but you know what? That's my corny. Anytime you say something corny, I'm like, here you go. But I'm gonna laugh because I know that's
like, because you know,
But then there's just corny ass dudes that are just corny ass dudes, and just like, this is a corny ass dude, and he don't know he corny. That's the worst.
Trips down memory lane, huh?
Right. So let me ask this: Are you corny if you get suckered into a baby and child support?
How do you get suckered into something like that? Because did you get suckered into the sex? Did you get suckered into not wearing a condom? Did you get suckered into finishing inside of this woman?
You can be suckered into thinking that you're loved, though.
Well, then, I mean, I don't think that's really... I can't fault you for that. If that sounds like someone that was conniving. But did you not see the signs there?
True. It goes to our next topic for sure. Damn, go ahead. You can lay it up.
Yeah, you know my segue game strong. You know what I'm saying. So, anyways, we got PJ Washington and Brittney Renner. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but
I do, and that man was not suckered.
I agree.
Yeah. No,
he avoided the clear.
I think he's an idiot.
Signs.
I think he's an idiot. But anyways, that's just my opinion. Opinionated. But yeah, so PJ Washington is a NBA basketball player. And Brittney Renner is a Instagram model. Long story short, Brittney ended up with a baby, and
they got married,
200,000.
Allegedly.
Is it that much?
200,000 a month child support.
A month?
Yeah, monthly.
Damn.
Every 30 days.
So what makes this story real weird, Brittney Renner, is that and what's wild, I've been social media, right? Anybody who was on social media at some point, you ran across Brittney Renner well before this situation. You seen her post somewhere, right? On these whatever, right? But like, you saw her go from celebrity athlete, celebrity athlete, whatever, and in the midst of all of that, sometimes there will be videos that will come out. Specifically, there's one video where she came out with saying like, yo, athletes are so dumb. It's so easy to trap them. Like they don't ever want to use protection, blah, 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 blah. Like easy child support, easy come up, whatever. And like, that wasn't even like that long ago. Right. Mm-hmm. And like Brittney, for people who don't know, I think she's had experience with Ben Simmons, Drake, Lil Uzi Vert. I feel like I'm missing some other people. Oh, Colin Kaepernick, which I thought that was pretty like, interesting. My dog out here, activist, real active. But anyway, but nonetheless, though, it's kind of like, I guess as from the man's perspective, like I can't say like he was suckered because you had people tell him from the start though, like, yo, that ain't the one you keep. You don't keep that one, right? And I remember seeing him go on like the internet because it got on the internet too of like people saying like, yo, let that go. Then posting the video, all that. He was like, oh, y'all don't know the real her. Y'all just don't know the real her. And now my dog out here.
Now you know the real her.
Now he out here posting Future songs and.
You know what's funny about that is him saying, oh, y'all don't know the real her. And I don't know how, I guess, on topic or if this is something completely different, but people's social media persona and their real life persona, are they always different? Because I feel like if you present yourself a certain way, wherever that may be, if it's at work, in the real world, on social media, if that is who you've put on this persona, who are we to say that that's not who you are? Some part of that has to be true, isn't it? Because if this is so patent opposite from who you are, why would you put that on? Right? So for her to put that out there, and it wasn't, to my understanding, there were never skits. They're not, oh, I'm clearly acting. This is, I think the video that I've seen, she's like in the car. I'm in the car and I'm just talking shit. Mm-hmm. That's not a skit. That's you talking. It may be jokes. It may be for, ha-has, he-he's, and likes and laughs. But some things have an air of truth to them. So why would you not proceed with caution? I don't know. I don't feel bad for him, because I feel like that's who she's put on to be herself from day one. I don't feel bad for you. You got what you got.
That's a good question, though. That's a good question. How much of that persona you're putting on is truly like you, right? Or is it you? Or is it not?
And it wasn't a one thing. It's not like she's only made that kind of joke or persona kind of thing once. That was like an ongoing thing. Like, you believe that at this point. Yeah. So, what are you doing?
I think when he came in talking about y'all don't know the real her, I think he probably had the notion of like, oh, she is putting on this fake facade. Like, she knows that the women who, I guess, subscribe to her bullshit or whatever it may be, she knows, like, I got to play to those people, my fan base. Because that's the other thing, too. We got to always remember with these social media motherfuckers who are like, who their livelihood is actually based on the following, right? You got to keep your following. So when you started out, you might have been being you or whatever it is, or maybe you start pivoting to the direction of, well, this is what's going to make people come towards me, but this is who I actually am, right? So like, yeah, I think he may have been under the notion that, okay, well, she do that for the social media aspect of it all, but when it's me and her, it's different. Like, she's loving.
Yeah, but didn't she start on like Vine? So Vine is like dumb old. If we're X amount of years from Vine, you still have that same personality. You still have the opportunity to grow or to grow your fan base and things like that. But you still on that same shit, bro. That's you at this point.
Facts. I was about to say how much
people can
are
grow.
you really different? Yeah, I was going to say how much are you really different if the same shit is still going on?
Exactly.
Like, I've heard many people say she just needs to shut up and shake her ass. Like, I've heard many people say that.
I feel like she did at some point, but I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
She did.
But it was like,
she did whatever she felt to be profitable. So
it's crazy.
But
man.
if it's been X amount of years and you still on that same stuff, like you can grow and your fan base can grow and change. And if your fan base is really there for you, or they're there for these sick jokes, that's something, to juggle with and determine. But if you have grown over these X amount of years and who you are is really no longer that kind of, doesn't really mesh with that kind of fan base or that kind of, why would you continue to do that if it's still not who you are at your core, if you don't some way believe in it? Because if it's so opposite of who you are, why would you still want to kind of mesh with those kind of people? Right. Like, if that's not who I am anymore, why do I want that to be my fan base? Why do I want to be connected with that if that's patently not who I am?
See, but you're and this is the thing that I think we got to be self-aware about, right?
He must really like her,
huh?
What you finna say? He must really like her, or
no.
that?
No. Yeah, he definitely really liked her. He like, she was, I forgot how old she was, but she was scheming on him when he was like 19, bro. Like,
she's young though. She's young too, not super young.
She's not super young, but anyway. What I was going to say was, we got to be self-aware in the fact of, like, we see ourselves and we have self-awareness. Like, we know who we are. We don't lack this, like, I'm still figuring out who am I. Like, at some point we were there, right? But you have some people who are well into our age group who are still like, I don't know. And they're trying to find themselves on the internet, right?
Yeah.
It's whatever. He's an idiot. But I want to talk about this. This whole, it's two things I want to talk about. One, why these, and I'm going to say it and I'll just mute it later. Why these niggas stay passing around the same group of chicks? Like, why is that
athletes and celebrities and
athletes and celebrities? It's literally like a small select group of these IG chicks or whatever that they all just pass around, right? And I've had conversations in Boss League chat. We'll talk about this shit and be like, yo, like, it's so, like, we're all on Instagram. there are plenty of good-looking women who at least they seem to be good-looking, have a great career, seem to have their head. And now obviously it's all Instagram, so whatever you put is what we can receive, right? But like I would assume, if you spend the time, like y'all boys do shit. If y'all go out and go meet people, you don't have to like. Chances are you're not going to deal with this idiot type of shit, right? And then the other part of it, damn, did I lose that shit? The idea of like, and it's been happening well before her, and like even before we were born. The comfort of women, I would say, quote unquote, scheming to have a child for the financial means. It's definitely much more prevalent today, right? Of saying like, hey, this is my meal ticket for the next 18 years. You know, well, rest of my life or whatever. And
Yeah.
how I personally feel like we even went to school with I feel like people who were on that vibe, who is just like, let me go try to be with the person I think is about to go pro, right? Well, and I'm not saying it was like, let me have a baby. It may have not gotten to that point, but like, let me go be with the person who I think is going to whatever. And like, that's their type. It's not, the type is not, oh, tall, dark, and handsome. The type is not personality like this or any, it ain't none of that shit. The type is, are you gonna have that money? And am I
Yeah,
gonna be
you're
able to
gonna
live a
go the
certain-
distance there.
Yeah. So yeah, those are two things I wanted to get into. But so whatever y'all want to hop on.
I mean, as far as that goes, like, at least from a male perspective, bro, I just think it all goes down back to self esteem. Because if you see yourself highly or a certain type of way, then you won't feel your reasoning behind going for somebody like that won't be the money. You know what I'm saying? Like the reasoning would be because you actually like the person. But if you are on the lower side of the self-esteem, you're not gonna feel like you yourself can do something to get to that point, or either you just don't want to do something to get to that point.
So are you talking
So-
about the women who were trying to go
Yeah.
after the dudes? Okay.
Yes. So I mean that's I think it comes down to self-esteem.
I don't believe it.
What do you think it comes to?
I being taken care of for the rest of your life and not wanting to have to work.
Yeah, but if you feel like you can do that yourself, you won't feel the need to.
Nope.
I
I think I agree with Troy on this one. I think it takes. I think they have high self-esteem because they know that they can trick that person. It's a narcissist kind of thing.
And
I think they're like, oh, I can use what I've got to get what I want with minimum. It's like minimum effort, maximum results.
And it's not like I don't want to put this group of people into a box of like, oh, they are individuals who don't like, they're all Instagram, social media heavy. That's not necessarily always the case. You have
It's not.
women
It's people
who-
we know too.
Oh yeah, it's people.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's people who are
successful.
successful. You have people who may be lawyers themselves or nurses themselves who are on that vibe, like
Right.
you know, like same type of vibe. And you know they make good money, but it's like good money to some people is not enough.
Maybe it's
money
more
to
the lifestyle
others, right?
too.
I think the lifestyle is a major part of it, right? I
That
think
makes sense too.
you got to think. I think
Because you
you
can have
have
money
women.
without the lifestyle.
You have women out there. So one thing I think that might be common, and I'm not 100% sure, but at least from what I've seen, right? You have these Real Housewives shows or whatever. I feel like women love to be in that position, and I think all women would love to be in a position where their partner can make enough so that the woman can work on something that's more passionate, maybe their own business or whatever it may be, right? And I think what you see a lot of is you may have those women who they did find that dude who was going to go to the league, and they did become a couple and have children, and it may not be just like, oh well, I'm just going to sit around lazy around. They may start their own little clothing business or makeup or whatever really popping out here, and the money that the athlete's making is what's funding it. That's like, you know, you don't have to go for a loan. You don't have to do like, you know, you have the time to focus on
It's
it, and
valid.
you have the
It's
funds
valid.
because you have the person who can support it, right? And I'm not even going to say that that's it. That is the root motivation that they have in the beginning, but it is one of the benefits. But hey, I don't know, man.
Valid.
But yeah, no, I think yeah, no, it's not a case of like they themselves don't feel like they can do it or they don't want to do it.
They just
No, I
rather
think-
not.
Yeah, they just rather not. I think everybody would love to be able to just sit around and do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? Men don't really have that choice. I would
Yeah.
love to sit around and just chill all day, right? And
Some men have cracked that cheat code. Not many. Some have.
Yeah. I mean, you got.
example,
I mean, I don't. Do we have it?
Wasn't
Let's.
Wendy Williams' husband sitting there doing nothing? Mary J.
Oh,
Blige's
Nah,
husband sitting there
he
doing nothing?
I think he was. I think he worked for like her company too.
I think
mean,
he was,
well, not her
yeah, I
company.
think he was.
The
Work.
But I
yeah,
see
but
what you're saying. Though.
I
see what you're
mean, nah,
saying.
it's
It's
true.
rare,
I
but it
don't know
happens.
anybody, but yeah, like I
Adele-
mean, I'm pretty sure.
Not
Yeah,
Adele.
it happens. Like just think about a quote unquote normal person who work. Let's say a guy who is he's a bank manager, and then he meets somebody who is like.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj. So now Nicki Minaj has a bank manager. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Mm.
a type of situation like
It's
that.
not gender specific. There's always going to be those who I want to say prey on, but they'll
Yeah.
benefit from their more successful partner.
Yeah, the original the most earliest person that I could think who falls in that category was don't get Federlined or whoever the dude
Oh,
was.
Kevin
Federline?
Federline and Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Britney
Yeah.
Spears.
He was the earliest one.
Huh,
So,
that's yeah.
Yeah, so now there are dudes out there who are on
True.
that shit. I think recently a white woman, I want to say Kelly Clarkson or someone else, has to pay her husband like it's something like 200,000 as well a month.
I think that was Adele, and I think that got like overturned or something.
Nah, I thought about that. I remembered that, but it's
Somebody
someone
else too?
who's
Damn.
it just happened to someone else, and people were just like, "Yo, what the hell?" Who is it's a I want to say Kelly Clarkson. I don't know, but anyway,
I
Long
guess
story
that's
short.
crazy. I mean, I guess it's just. I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know. I just for me, like for me, I guess just doing something like that wouldn't be as rewarding. Even if I get everything I want, like I wouldn't be able to enjoy it as much. Like I don't know. I just
ambition.
you know what I mean. I just don't want anything given to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially like yeah, I don't know. It's just like I want to put that work in and get that reward. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah,
Yeah, you have ambition, right? I got ambition too, but I just also don't want no one ever to be able to hold shit over my head. That's why.
I mean that
Right.
comes with it. That comes with it for sure.
Yeah, that's why. Like, and I guess this is going into something else, but women who desire to be stay-at-home wives or stay-at-home mothers have the job. I would not minimize the job of being a stay-at-home mother. I think I've always wondered. I think it's tough. I'm self-aware enough to be like, I don't think I would be able to do it because I think it's very hard in today's age to know that you're as a man, you're going off doing whatever you're doing, and your wife's, her job is, raising the kids and taking care of the home, right? I'm not saying that they're unbalanced or anything like that, or it's not something that's needed, so on and so forth. But you have other examples. That's not what's happening out here. That's not the standard per se. You have, I think, both men and women going out, getting theirs, bringing it back to the kingdom, right? So like I have always wondered, and my ultimate point was like, I think it's tough for a man to be in that position, and like I think you got to be conscious if you're gonna allow that. I think you got to be conscious as a man to not look down on or minimize what your lady is doing.
Facts.
And you have gender roles, like obviously a man society would never accept a man ever trying to be in that role, right? But I've always found it very interesting, like, do women think about that, of like you're putting yourself in a situation that, especially an ambition woman and a woman who's ambitious, that's saying like, hey, yeah, but I still want to, I want to stay home, take care
This
of my kids.
person can hold this stuff over you.
Exactly. If that's ever a thought, like that, that you're putting yourself in a position where you're now, yeah, you're giving leverage, and it's sad that I have to say that because in a marriage and a love, like y'all should have that already figured out,
right? It shouldn't be leverage in a marriage.
Yeah, it shouldn't. But I still think it ends up being leverage, especially for men who went into that marriage and that was not, I guess, discussed. It wasn't discussed. It wasn't like, Yeah, like, even like it wasn't a conversation of like, oh well, if this happened one day, well, yeah, it's cool if you stay home, right? It was just kind of sprung up like, yeah, I'm not working no more. I'm quitting my job. I'm staying home.
That's
I think
different.
that comes down to communication. But I
Yeah,
think
that's different.
to address something you said earlier, like there's not many situations of like, it's not standard per se for a lot of women to stay at home because we can't afford that shit. It's expensive. So people aren't making enough to be able to live on a one income household. People are struggling with two income households. So it's not feasible in this economy to have that many stay at home moms, even stay at home dads. It's just not feasible because people aren't making enough. People aren't making enough. I think if you're able to do that, like ideally for me, whenever I decide to have children, granted, I work now and I don't plan to stop working anytime soon, but especially given the day and age that we're in, I would prefer in our old maternity leave, paternity leave system in America is trash. I would like a longer time at home after I have my kids because first of all, I don't trust these daycare workers. So I would like more time at home. I would like my husband to have more time at home, but we're not afforded that because economically that's not the kind of position we're in. But I would like for that to be an option because that first year, those first couple years are critical for your children. But we just can't afford that kind of stuff anymore. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be a housewife forever because I've seen my own family members. Like I have cousins that their husbands make enough in what they do to afford a single income type household, and they're where at least they were housewives for a time being where their job was to take care of house and home and the kids, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
And y'all have babies, but y'all should know if y'all had to watch y'all kids by yourselves for the day for a week without your wives, that's a lot of damn work. So I think, and I've seen what they've had to do and go through or whatever the case may be. I think all that is well and good for the time being. Like I would like to do that while my kids are young, but when they become old enough to be kind of self-sufficient, I'm gonna go back to work. Like I feel like being a housewife is only, at least in my opinion, that's only gonna fulfill me or be fun while they're still young. They have like school things to go to and soccer practice, but when they get like maybe teenage age, grab a ride with somebody else down the street. Like you can do things by your own and you don't need me to do those things for you anymore. So what am I doing? I'm going back to work. And I think both of my cousins have done that. Like they're both, well, at least one is definitely back at a job, and the other one has to like find jobs or things to do because that gets boring after a while when your kids are old enough to not need you.
So now we are going to get into the watch the come up segment, and like I told you guys last time, so this segment is about really just bringing people up. You know what I'm saying? So I know a good amount of people. Everybody has their own come up. You know, doing what they do. Um, and I like to just pretty much put that out there. And if it's some type of business or if it's anything like that, hopefully, help elevate that. So here today we are with the Esquire, Miss Alicia Garel, and I'm just going to, ask her a little bit of questions, and we're going to do it like that. So can you just talk about, a little bit about growing up in South Florida and what your family was like?
Sure. So I was born in Brooklyn, but we moved down to when I was a baby. So it counts, but it doesn't count. Like you ask a New Yorker, they're gonna be like, no, that doesn't count. I'm like, it's on my birth certificate. So very much doesn't. But I mean, to the core, I'm definitely a Florida girl because I've been here since I was a baby. So I grew up in South Florida in Fort Lauderdale, specifically Sunrise. So it was just me, my sister, my mom, and my dad. So that was it.
For sure. That's what's
Pretty
up.
chill growing up.
Okay. Did you said earlier like that you always wanted to be a lawyer. Like when
Yeah.
did it actually start? Like what sparked it?
I think when I was little, it started out as, everybody say, hey, you talk too much, you gonna be a lawyer. And when you're young, or at least when I was young, I was like, I don't know what that means, but it sounded like a job to me. So it was like, yeah, I like to talk. I like to talk back. So I guess I'm gonna be a lawyer. And it didn't really mean anything to me. But when I was younger, it's like there's that, and then it was the, I want to be a singer, a dancer, an actress, and like none of that was ever gonna happen because I had no dance training, no acting classes, none of that besides like school plays. And then I would sing around the house, talent shows. That was the extent of my like entertainment industry type thing. So that was never gonna happen. But I think I got to like middle school and I read this book that honestly I probably shouldn't have been reading in middle school. It was like A Child Called It. And it's this book, I think his name's Dave Pelzer. It's in like autobiography of like this horrific abuse that he endured at like the hands of his like alcoholic mother. And his story with that and like going through the foster care system and then everything surrounding that and reading that, and I was just like, yeah, that's the like, if I want to be a lawyer, like that's the kind of law that I want to do, like help out kids like him. So that's when it kind of started to form and make sense. And I just kind of took it and ran from there. Everything then was like, I want to be a lawyer. So, middle school and high school, you're not really focusing on much. You're just, you just got to make the grade, get to college. So that was always a thing from that point. It was like, hey, I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a lawyer. So took all the classes I needed to get to, get into UF. At UF, I was pre-law, took all those kind of things. Then I got to law school and it was kind of like, all right, well, now I'm here. So what kind of law am I going to do? So when I was there, it's like I either want to do family law because that would have been in the realm of what I originally wanted to do with like, children who are abused and whatnot, or criminal law because I watched a lot of SVU, a lot of Law and Order, Criminal Minds, all that kind of stuff growing up. So I was like, all right, so these are the two things that I have interest in. So yeah, I kind of focused on those. Like I know I didn't want to do any other kind of law because I wasn't interested in those. And then once I graduated from law school, while I was there, I did some things in like both realms. I did, I think, an internship with DCF. I did an internship with like our juvenile justice center to kind of dip my feet in both ponds, kind of see what I liked. Then after I graduated, I was working at a family law firm with a family law attorney. It was just her, just a solo firm. So it was literally her and me as her assistant. And I realized I didn't like it. I did not like family law or what it actually was because it ended up, at least to me, it felt like grown babysitting because it's a lot of the child support and the divorce stuff, and they're calling you like, he ain't pick up the child at 3:00 like it says in the parenting plan. I'm like, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. So I applied to where I'm working now at the state attorney's office. I'm like, yeah, like this is, at least I know what criminal law is. I know what it is. I know what it takes. It's either you're with the prosecution, you're with, it's very straightforward. But I knew I didn't want to be a defense attorney. So I applied to the state attorney's office and that's where I've been. It'll be 3 years in November. So I'm happy here. I like what I do. It's tough. It's definitely long days, stressful days. But at the end of the day, I like what I do. So,
what's the preparation like for a case?
Oof. So it starts from the beginning. So where I'm at in the office, I file my own cases. So for me, from the jump, it'll come in from the time that they're arrested or there's like an arrest warrant out for them or whatever the case may be. It'll come to me and I'll look through all the documentation. I'll look through the police reports. I'll look through, witness statements. If there's, body camera from the officers, I'll look through that. If there's surveillance videos, if there's 911 calls, if they do like a photo lineup, I look through all the information that they have. Whatever evidence that there may be, photos, videos, any kind of evidence that they may be, and I'll make the determination whether there's enough to file charges. So when charges come in from law enforcement, so they'll say what they're arrested for, right? So when I think if it's in the report, like, oh, they've been arrested and charged with da-da-da-da-da, that may not necessarily be what they're officially charged with by the state. You know what I mean? So while an officer may arrest them for, let me think what something that comes in that's not always end up charged as. Okay, let's say they arrest somebody for grand theft auto. Let's start there. Let's say they arrest somebody for stealing a vehicle, right? And I guess the easiest way, sometimes we don't charge it at all. And sometimes it may get charged as, trespass in a conveyance. Conveyance is just the word that we use for like a vehicle. And it'll depend on certain factors. So let's say I guess the easiest thing with like, at least how we've looked at the grand theft auto charges, let's say your car is, the victim reports his car stolen on X day, and they just report it stolen, but they don't find the vehicle until 2 weeks later. Okay, then it'll come to us, and however they get to whoever they've decided to arrest or write a warrant for, that's how they do that. It comes to me, and I'm like, okay, well, how do I connect the dots here? But let's say on a case that I may not charge, it's because, okay, when it was stolen, there's no surveillance video in the area where it was stolen. There's no witnesses to see who stole the vehicle. There's nothing to connect this person other than 2 weeks later they were arrested and they're driving the vehicle. So they could have stolen it, or what we see a lot is they'll talk to them. It's like, oh, I rented this from such and such. And that happens a lot, at least here. Like somebody probably stole the car, but then what they'll do, they'll rent it. They'll rent it and it's rented around the neighborhood. Huh? You paying $50 here, $50 there. Now, is that kind of sketchy? Yeah, but does that mean I can prove that you knew it was a stolen vehicle? Not really. Not if you don't say I knew it was stolen. So cases like that are like things like we may not charge. So once it comes in from law enforcement, I got to like look over everything, see what charges, if any, are appropriate. I'll file the charges that I think are appropriate, and then it'll make its way down the line, so to speak. So if it's a case that I end up keeping, as far as prepping it, because not many things go to trial. So often they really don't. So as far as me prepping it, it's kind of prepping for how it's going to resolve. So if a case has a victim, I'm reviewing it. And honestly, if I have everything at filing, it's not really too much more to review other than, hey, talking to the victim, like, okay, this is the decision we've made as far as filing. Have you thought about, and I'll look into the defendant, I'll look into what their criminal history is. And then I'll have a chat with the victim. Okay, my question that I always ask them is like, have you given any thought into how you want to see this case resolved? Being, here are your options. This person can get probation. They can go to jail. If they have a bad enough history, maybe we'll talk about prison. Maybe we'll talk about house arrest. Maybe if they've been in jail for 30 days, 4 months, 6 months, however much amount of time, are you okay with that? Are we okay with giving them just the credit that they've done in jail thus far and closing it out? So I'll have a conversation with, the victim, and I always let them know, like, as a victim in Florida, at least, you have a right to give input as to how you want to see the case resolved, but ultimately the decision will lie with me. So I'll always have that conversation with them, kind of see.
Eye gouge.
Yeah. So there's some people like, I want them to get the max, and I'm just like, yeah, that's not gonna happen, bro. It's just not.
Stick a plunger up his ass.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, I want them. What I hear a lot is, I want them prosecuted to the fullest extent. I'm like, well, we don't really do stuff halfway, so like, okay, like I'm gonna do my job. Sometimes they feel like that sometimes people are unhappy with the decisions that we've made or the way we've gone about things. But at least as far as I'm concerned, I've never like half-assed my job. At the end of the day, I'm comfortable with all decisions I've made, because at least at my office, what they really harbor into us is we're here to do justice, whatever justice may look like. So justice isn't always putting that person in jail. Sometimes justice is not filing the case because we don't have enough. And sometimes that really sucks, because there are cases where we know that they did it, or like it's very obvious that they did it, but we don't have enough legally to back it up. And those are the worst. Those are the worst, because then I have to call the victim like, hey, I just want to touch base with you on this case. Unfortunately, we can't file charges. So you mean to tell me that they can just da-da-da-da-da-da? And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to tell you that that's what's happening, but like, it's like, yes, but no. Like, I'm not telling you that they can just get away with it, but I'm telling you, like, we can't file charges here. So those are the conversations I really hate having, because
it's tough.
Some people, rightfully so, they're not really going to understand it. They're not going to be happy with it. But like, I don't know what to tell you. That's the legally, I cannot file this, because ethically I have a certain legal standard by which I have to operate by, and this just doesn't meet that. So I had a case recently that I had to I think I lost at a motion that we had, and it was kind of a like a self-defense thing. They did like a stand your ground hearing, and we lost because, you know, the judge found the defendant to be more credible and felt that he was right in exercising that level of, you know, self-defense. And that victim was not happy with me, but I'm like, there's nothing I can do. Like I did, and to the point where he wanted to call my supervisors and all that. And my supervisors are like, we could have done here, because ultimately that's a decision that the judge had to make. That's a call the judge had to make, and that's the call the judge made. So it's not like we can appeal it and try it again. It's just, y'all were in a fight, and he, you know, used this level of self-defense, and the judge felt that that was appropriate. We didn't, which is why, you know, we went and tried to argue against that. But some things, you know, some things end up being beyond our control. So sometimes people are happy with us, sometimes they're not. There's sometimes where defendants will be, you know, in the little box area in court, and they'll be trying to stare me down. And I'm like, I ain't looking at you. Not making eye contact with you. You over there trying to intimidate me, like, not gonna happen.
That's funny. Dang, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So being a lawyer, like you was telling about all that prep and how sometimes it don't even like get to court. Like, does it affect how much? I'm not even gonna ask that. How much does it affect your personal life?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, because I've been very deliberate in making sure that I have a work-life balance. So I don't take this stuff home with me, and by take it home with me, sometimes I take home work, but like I don't let it dwell on me. So if things don't go my way in court, I don't make that like ruin my whole day or ruin my whole week. It sucks, but I gotta move on with it. And it may be the types of cases I have. Like, I know that I don't do like the sex crimes. And I'm clear with my supervisors, like, I'll do anything in our office. I don't intend to go into sex crimes. Because I think I would not be able to draw that line. You know, I think that kind of stuff, just the nature of those kinds of crimes, I can't do it. You know, I don't know that I would be able to not take that stuff home with me. So the stuff I'm doing now, I can clearly draw a line there. I can clearly draw, like, when I close my laptop at the end of the day and I go home and it's done until tomorrow or the next day or whatever the case may be. I don't let it dwell on me. I don't really take it home with it, you know, permeate into the rest of my life. I can do that because I'm always comfortable with the decisions I'm making. I know I'm not screwing anybody over. I'm not doing nothing shady. Everything I do is, you know, it's by the book, it's legal, it's justice. It's exactly what my job intends for us to do. If I'm doing something, it is because it is what's right, it is what's just. I'm not putting somebody, you know, in jail or throwing the book at them if I don't have the stuff to back it up. Like, I've had instances where maybe they're like, okay, can we go ahead and plead this out? And I'm just like, hold on, because there's something here I need to figure out, because all the box ain't checked off. Like, there may be something missing here where I cannot say, yeah, we ready to close this out because, you know, I got my way to prove that they did it. I might be missing something here. So let's not plea it out yet, because I don't feel comfortable with that. You know what I mean? So I'm able to have that work-life balance and not kind of take the day home with me, because at the end of the day, I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing. I'm very sure. I'm sure with my decisions. I'm not like, it's not going to follow me like, oh, you did some shady shit, girl. No, because everything I did is by the books. I have notes to back up what I did, and there's a reason for everything that I do. I'm not trying to screw nobody over. I don't have a quota. I'm not like, oh, I need to get this many guilty. I have no idea how many cases I close out. I don't have, our office does not have a quota that we have to reach, so to speak. Like you see on TV, oh, they got to get this many guilties or close out this many things or close. You know, I have no idea what those numbers are. No idea. The only numbers I know are how many cases are sitting in my office waiting to be filed. Right. That's the only number I know. Other than that, I have no clue.
You heard it here first, because that's the question I was going to ask. Because like you see it on TV all the time. Like, you see lawyers like worried about their record, so to speak, or stuff like that. Like, I was wondering, like, how real is that? Like,
not for my office, at least. I've never. The only time that numbers are ever discussed, what are your intake numbers? Meaning, how many cases are in your office waiting to have a filing decision on? So what are those numbers? Because that means you're not processing your cases quick enough. Either they're filed or they're not filed. Either or. Like, make a decision, because people are getting arrested every damn day. So those numbers will build. And the clock is ticking once they're arrested. So you need to have that turnaround between making a filing decision or not. So those numbers are discussed. And then the only other time numbers are really discussed in a way are, say you're going for a promotion, how many trials have you done? That's it. Like, okay, how many trials have you done when you were, the first chair? How many trials have you done when you were second chair? Not necessarily what was the results of those trials, because that's not really up to us. That's up to a jury. So it's not like, okay, it's never asked how many guilties have you gotten. Literally never. It's how many trials did you have as first chair? Meaning and first chair being it's your case, you're the number one person. You're in charge of, you're doing, you're picking the jury, you're asking all the questions of the witnesses, you're the ones introducing the evidence, you're doing opening arguments, you're doing closing arguments. Your first chair. Second chair, you'll probably have a witness or two. Maybe you might do the opening statement. Sometimes the second chair will do the closing, but it's kind of how much responsibility in the trial that you have. That's what they'll ask you. They're never asking you how many guilties did you. That's never happened. It's how many trials do you have, so we can gauge how much experience you have.
Right.
So how much experience do you have, with expert witnesses? How much experience do you have with introducing certain types of evidence? That's what that is for, as far as how many trials have you done, those kind of numbers. Other than that, nobody ever asked us about any numbers. There's no goals to reach as far as anything like that.
Facts. That's good. That's good info right there, man. That's good info.
Yeah, and our office, they're totally okay. Like, we have bi-weekly meetings, so every other week we'll have meetings where there's certain cases like, hey, we gonna round table this one because I need help. Like, hey, I don't know if this is something we should file on. And there's plenty of cases, so we're not out to get anybody. There's definitely plenty of times where, like, hell nah, drop that case, don't file it because you don't have the evidence.
You or my questions, yo, because I was going to say, like, how collaborative is it, or solo is it? Is it dependent on the case, or are you always working with somebody, or
no?
Are you always working with your second chair, or how does that work?
No, it's primarily your cases are your cases. So however collaborative you want it to be, it'll be. Granted, my supervisors, they always want to know, hey, if you're going to trial, we need to know. If you have like a certain kind of hearing, we need to know. Because you can't be out there making the office look crazy. As far as like collaborative, it's not always like I can always, and anybody in the office, there's often times where the case will come into your office and you will make that decision on your own. And we have to be, because of just the sheer number of things, you have to be able to make those decisions on your own. But it's not rare at all. It's actually very often where we'll collaborate. So, hey, can y'all watch this video and see if you see what I see, or see if, you see something I don't see? Because this is how I feel that we'll either do that, via email, or we'll do it. Well, now our meetings are, via Teams or Zoom or whatever. So we'll do it virtually. Hey, this is what I'm looking like at this case. Let me know what y'all think. Would y'all file this case? Would you not file this case? Would you go forward with trial on this, given this is the information we have? So we collaborate often, but it's not necessarily mandatory. Like, you have to be able to stand on your own and make your own decisions. But we definitely collaborate often. Like, often we're always like, I'm always in somebody's office like, can you watch this body cam? Because I'm not seeing this.
For sure.
Like, we watched one, there was a video, I think the other week. It's like, hey, can y'all watch this video and see if y'all see a gun?
Facts. I think
because that's a very important thing. We're like, hey man, I don't really see no gun here, so I don't think you're going to be able to, convince a jury that there's a gun. So you might want to file X charge because this might be more appropriate. Or hey, you might just want to tell your victim it ain't gonna work because we're not going to be able to prove it. Yeah. So we definitely collaborate a lot.
Yeah, I think that's good too, because I guess if I'm in a situation where I have somebody protecting me, I kind of, even if they good, I still want multiple opinions, just so I had the best chance, essentially. You know what I mean? So I think that's important. That's what's up, man. So
it definitely happens, because there's been, I want to say it was probably last week, where there was a decision that I made, and the law enforcement agency was not necessarily happy with the decision I made. And I'm like, look, these are the steps I took. I even talked with this person and this person. I talked to all the other attorneys that are on this level, and we all agreed with the decision I made. So it may make you unhappy, but legally, this is what we felt was best.
Right.
So we're not always going to make everybody happy. Sometimes we piss off the community with the decisions we make. Sometimes we piss off law enforcement with the decisions we make. But ultimately, and as far as speaking for myself, my decisions are I'm always comfortable with them because I always feel like they're the best decisions in the best interest of justice.
For sure. Okay, so three years in at the state attorney's office. Where do you hope for things to elevate from here? Do you have like an end goal
for sure.
as far as your own firm? Like, where do you hope for things to go?
So I definitely want to continue in my office. I definitely want to work my way up. Like I said, I'm not looking to work in like sex crimes, but I do definitely want to make it to our homicide division. So definitely want to work my way up that way. I don't want my own firm because I've seen what that private attorney life or like solo firm is like. That's too much work. I don't want to do that. Like when I was working at the family law firm and it was just her and just me. And one day she was like, "Oh, can you go get some toner?" I was like, girl, I have never seen toner. This is what you have to think about when you have your own practice. I'm not doing it. Create a website and like maintain that website. I don't want to do that. I like to come into work and everything is just there. If something happens with my printer, I call our tech people. If I don't have paper, it's some paper over there. I don't have to think about anything. I just come into work. If things don't work, somebody else is handling that. Like when you have your own practice, there's so much more that you have to worry about that I don't want to. Did we pay the booth rental or office rent? I don't know. I'm not doing all that shit.
Yeah, you got to worry about the business now.
You got to worry about the business aspect of it. Yeah, I feel that.
And then like advertising, I love that I don't have to advertise my business because I don't work for I work for the state. I don't have clients. People just get arrested. I don't have to go seek work.
Right.
The work is going to come because people are always getting arrested.
Yeah.
I don't have to seek work. I will never be out of a job.
Yeah.
That's fact. That's real. That is.
So,
that's real.
But like my trajectory, I think eventually I'd like to become a judge. So I'm working towards that.
Okay.
Oh, that's lit.
Okay. Judge Garel, I like it. Garel with
you know it.
If you feel, Okay.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I want I want to be I don't want to say like a real judge, but like a legit judge. But then you're like, give me a show.
Judge O'Brien though.
Oh, hold on now. Are they real judges though?
I don't know. I think some of them are because I don't know if y'all know Judge Alex. He came when I was in law school. He came and like spoke to us. So I think he might be a real judge. Some of them, like I know Jerry Springer got like a Judge Jerry. Though we know he's not a judge, but I think some of them may be actual judges.
Yeah.
But that would be fun. So if I could get like there, sign me up.
For sure, I love it. Okay, so some quick questions for you. You know what I'm saying? Just say the first thing that comes to mind. So I hear it's a lot of reading as a lawyer. So you have a favorite book?
Ooh, no, because I'm reading often. Not as often now as I have in the past. Like I'm reading a book now because I'm trying to get in the habit of reading for leisure rather than for work.
Right.
So right now I'm reading something. I don't have a favorite though. Just I love to read. So I have a favorite genre. Like I like mysteries and thrillers and whodunit type books.
What are you reading right now?
It's called, I think, The Couple Next Door.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a mystery type.
It is. It is. Okay. Something happens to their child while they're next door at a dinner party. So trying to figure out what happened to them.
Okay, that's good. That's good, right? Okay, do you listen to music or anything to prep for a case or when you about to go into trial or anything like that?
I feel like I shouldn't say this. I do. And I haven't been to trial in a minute, but there is a song that I'm waiting for me to have a trial so that I can listen to it on the way there. And it's so inappropriate. I don't even know what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's like a guy that probably did a crime. And he's like, take that shit to motherfucking trial. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be my song. And it probably shouldn't be. But I'm totally waiting to like go to trial so I can be like, yeah, take that shit to motherfucking trial. Oh, it's lit.
Fits. It fits.
I'm pretty sure the guy is the criminal in this case, but that's going to be my song.
For sure. Okay. Top 5 artists.
Ooh, That's not fair either because I love music. Okay, Beyonce is gonna be number one because Beyonce. Do I have to put them in order or just five?
Nah, no order, no order.
Okay. I guess my artist of the moment, Beyonce will always be up there. I love Megan Thee Stallion. I love Lil Baby. I love him a lot. Who else do I like? Who else am I listening to a lot lately? I'm trying to think. Oh, Whitney Houston will always be up there because I will sing that all the time.
Gotta love Whitney.
That's three. Beyonce, Meg, Whitney. Oh, that's four because I said Lil Baby. Me adding one more. Who else do I like? Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh, she has a very nice
lies.
voice. She's
very
very
underrated,
nice voice.
bro.
Very nice voice. Very nice voice. Okay, you first chair, and you get to pick a second chair on a breakthrough case. Like, who's the person? Shout them out.
Ooh, if I go to try, I think my go-to person is always my one of my coworkers. He's like a couple of doors down from me, my boy Robbie, because he knows his stuff.
Shout out to Robbie.
So I'm always in his office often because I know if I ask him something, I'm gonna trust the answer that he gives or the perspective that he has.
Greatness. Okay, the most difficult aspect of law.
I mean, like I said earlier, because of just the nature of what I do, I think the most difficult part for me is always having to tell a victim that we can't go forward on their case when it seems to the average eye, it seems obvious, that this person did it, or like we know this person did it. And it's very tough for me to have that conversation. Like, I believe you that this happened. I believe you that this person did what you say happened. But I can't prove this case and I can't go forward on this case. I don't mind losing when, I get beat argumentatively, things of that nature. But when I can't do the justice for a victim that they deserve, that's the toughest part for me. It's not, I don't think anything, other things are tough. Like some things, they're hard because you have to research it or you're arguing back and forth or it's a lot of prep. But nothing is really as disappointing as that.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, so the most important aspect of law.
The most important is doing justice, not just for the victim, for the community, for the defendant. I think what a lot of people don't think or don't consider, we're not always looking to just throw people away. So oftentimes I'm looking into not only their criminal background, but what else is going on in their life. So there's oftentimes, especially with the cases I deal with, because of the nature of the sentences they may be facing, I'm always asking, the defense attorneys, okay, what's going on? What kind of mitigation do you have? Like, what's going on in their life? What's their background? What's their medical history? What's going on with their family? Things of that nature. Do they have kids? Do they provide for those kids? Do they have a job? Do they have a drug issue? Do they have any other kind of issues that I should worry about? Do they have health issues? Things of that nature so that we can really make sure what's going on. If they're on probation and they've violated, and let's say probation is like, put them in jail. And it's like, okay, what was going on here for them to violate? What are the circumstances? What can you give me here? Because I don't always want to just throw the book at somebody. What was going on? Sometimes things be going on that they deserve, some grace. And sometimes it don't be shit going on. It's just like, all right, bro, like you got to get your shit together. I'll give you another chance, but like get your shit together or you're gonna go to jail or you're gonna go to prison, things like that. So it's just doing justice, whatever justice may look like. And justice doesn't always have me winning per se, in the I guess the general sense of it. Sometimes justice is not filing a case. Sometimes justice is a case where I think that person did it, but I don't have the evidence to prove it. But that's what justice is. Like, I'm not going to put somebody in jail or put somebody under any kind of sentence or anything if I don't have the stuff to back it up. And that's just what it is.
That's real. Well, last one. This is actually for everybody. We're gonna go into a would you rather. This is one of the segments that we love. So Troy, kick us off with the theme song.
Dude, hold on.
It doesn't matter.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Okay, love it.
All right. So the question for today is: would you rather fight two kangaroo-sized gorillas or one gorilla-sized kangaroo?
Okay. 2 gorilla-sized kangaroos.
No, two
Or
kangaroo-sized gorillas, or
Oh, 2
one
kangaroo-sized gorillas.
or one
or
gorilla-sized kangaroo.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like they're still those sizes aren't that vastly different, bro. Like,
Yeah, like
like
baby
kangaroos
big
kangaroo.
animals.
But
Okay,
a,
baby
but a
kangaroo?
silverback gorilla, bro, like
I
that's
know,
much
yeah, it
bigger
might-
than a kangaroo.
it might be half the size, but it's still way bigger than us.
Okay, so you said it's 2 gorilla-sized kangaroos.
Two kangaroo-sized gorillas.
I'm gonna get this wrong. So 2 kangaroo-sized. So it's 2 gorillas and 1 kangaroo.
Two gorillas and one kangaroo. But the kangaroo is gorilla-sized.
Yeah. 2 kangaroos.
What you got, Trey?
Look, no matter what, you getting pieced up. Like,
As hell.
you getting pieced up, man.
Like kangaroos aren't nice. They'll kick the shit out of you.
Exactly.
Kangaroos are not nice. Hey,
Because I was over here. I was about to ask, can I run away? Because like I don't
Do we
want to
get
fight
weapons?
either.
Yeah, I mean, if you need weapons, because we had one where we did a T-Rex size chicken or a chicken size T-Rex.
I remember because I was listening to that one
Yeah.
before I got on here.
Yeah,
That
we
one
use
was easy.
We used.
This
Hold on,
I
what
had,
was your
yeah,
answer to
I
that?
had to
I'm
make it a little
curious.
difficult. I had to make it a little difficult. You know. Yeah, what's
What
your
was
answer
your
to that
answer
one
to
though?
To that one,
Yeah, the T-Rex.
give
and
me
the
the big
chicken.
ass chicken and a flamethrower. Easy. All I gotta do is
Cook that motherfucker.
done.
Right, chickens ain't violent.
Easy.
Typically.
Yeah,
But this one,
This is puppy.
because I mean,
Damn.
is a gorilla necessarily violent? That's so. I'm gonna give y'all my answer.
you met a friendly gorilla?
I'm going.
This is
with
not-
the-
Please.
Gorilla
Did you
Joe
not-
or whoever.
Harambe.
yeah, but you ever met a friendly kangaroo?
No, they
You
seem friendly. They some scheming ass things.
I feel like kangaroos want to square up with you. Like gorillas don't be trying to be
Yeah.
bothered, but kangaroos they want to square up with you. And a gorilla sized one will beat you the fuck down. Like no questions, bro. Hey,
I'm picking whichever one is gonna kill me quicker. Cause I'm gonna die either way.
nah. See,
That's very true.
I'm going with the two kangaroo sized gorillas, cause you know a kangaroo may be my size. Let's say a kangaroo is my size, right?
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not.
Kangaroos
It's
bigger than me?
no. Yes, kangaroos are bigger than every last one of us. Kangaroos can stand will stand like 6 feet tall, bro.
No way.
How big? I'm looking it up right now.
I'll let y'all do it.
The biggest one I see is 150 pounds. That's me. And oh shit. Okay, so a large male is 6 feet 7 inches and
Ain't no
200
way.
pounds.
That's what I
no.
said. The
Okay, I'm
difference
thinking
between
about it. I'm thinking
sizes
about it.
ain't that
Okay,
far.
okay. A baby kangaroo though. That's what I'm thinking about. Then. Bro.
Okay, baby kangaroo then. Okay, all right. Well, baby kangaroo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could box. No problem.
I'm
Okay,
saying
it's probably
baby
gonna be a little
kangaroos.
bit of- it's gonna be a
Baby
little bit
kangaroo
of-
size gorillas.
Yeah, it's a gorilla.
Yeah.
That's the size of a baby kangaroo.
I'm still
strong
taking
as-
those.
Strong as hell.
Yeah. I'm still
You taking what?
I'm taking the two
Your
gorillas.
time.
You're taking the 2 gorillas that are the size of baby kangaroos.
Yes.
And they take you
Okay.
to a funeral.
Yeah, but I might have a 0.0001% chance with them
Oh, yeah.
gorillas, but I have no chance with that fucking kangaroo. No chance.
That's very true.
Yeah.
No chance.
No, it just take one kick from that big ass kangaroo.
It's all
Crush,
good.
crush your whole chest.
I will say this though, right? When we think of kangaroos versus gorillas, gorillas are very versatile in the way they fight. Kangaroos, they got the kick and they got, they'll do that shit. So I will say
They punch.
this,
They got the
you're-
kick and the punch,
Yeah, they gonna lean on
and
the
they can
tail
go
and
up on
kick and
their
shit.
back. Yeah.
Kangaroo Jack. You feel me? I remember the show. So they lean back and kick your ass, and then like they'll do this. Y'all ain't never seen a video of the dude slapping a kangaroo?
Have you
Yeah,
seen the
I
video of the dude fighting the kangaroo?
You know what though? I'm gonna have to side with Kadeem. Give me the 2 gorillas because I think you have a chance at
You
them
have a chance.
chilling. I have never seen a kangaroo chill. A kangaroo, he's around somebody else, they gonna scrap. A gorilla, I feel like you just gotta stay out their way. Because are we
Exactly.
necessarily in battle?
And
Do we have,
exactly, that's the
think
point.
about, and think about it. And think about
we
it
are
though.
in
Like
battle. Okay.
We should be. This is a battle. This ain't no. You can't run away.
We're not just in the same environment.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it's not
definitely
in
a
the
battle.
environment. Yeah, we fight. We fight.
We're in the ring.
Yeah, we
and
fight. But still though, I'm taking them too because I have first of all, I have a way better chance of living, and I'm just trying to stay alive. But second off, like I'm gonna be able, like I just feel like a kangaroo is much faster. Like I'll be able to plot more with the two gorillas rather than this gorilla-sized kangaroo, bro. It's like what? It's like I just look at this shit. What the hell I'm gonna do? Like I shoot it. Like it's what can you really do to a gorilla-sized kangaroo?
But their arms are short, so maybe they won't punch you. So you just gotta avoid them kicks. How agile are they?
Very agile.
Not as I don't feel they're as agile as a gorilla. But yeah, I'll take that. I'm taking a big ass kangaroo. I'll take
So what's your plan?
If I can have a weapon, can I have a projectile?
What weapon are you gonna use?
If I'm out here trying to get something done, give me that. Give me one of those. Yeah, whatever. Look, automatic. That's it. Real quick and simple. But that ain't fair. That don't make this fun. We got to talk about this is hand-to-hand contact. Hand-to-hand combat, right?
You have zero chance.
Hand-to-hand combat.
That kangaroo gonna be like, who threw that rock?
Nah, give me something like an axe. Give me something like an axe. Because honestly, something that I can swing.
Okay, so medieval weapons only.
Medieval. Okay.
No projectiles.
No projectiles. So yeah, if that's the case, give me an axe.
Yeah, you hit him one time. All he has to do is react. He don't even have to really kick you. He just like lift his leg up. You're gone.
But what happens if you've seen kangaroos fight? Kangaroos are much more. They strategize. They're like, okay, you've seen a standoff where you're right in front of a kangaroo and they just sit there and like, now I'm gonna hit you. Fact. Now if he gonna do that with me, I'm coming straight for the neck. This is just a sure kill. I'm not going for your side, your leg, nothing. I'm going for the place where one and done. Because after that one, I'm done.
So, how that's gonna have to be a pretty strong swipe.
And you're gonna have to reach. How big are gorillas?
Facts.
Pretty damn big actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to like come off a tree branch or something. Come off the ropes.
It ain't.
Gorillas are like I think 10 feet tall.
Nah, they are.
You said silverback gorilla. Yeah. Make sure you look up.
They say about 6 feet. Average.
Really?
Yeah, average.
Gorilla?
6 feet.
I thought it was way taller than that when they
average 6 feet.
You thinking about King Kong?
Yes, Troy.
Well, that means I got a better chance then at 6 feet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's 6 feet, we could box.
But still, it's a kangaroo though.
But go out swinging. You just gotta. Okay, so can I prep? Do I get prep time? Let me train. Get in the gym.
Look, give me my axe. Let me get on my Jon Snow shit. Like let's get to work. Yeah,
man. I'm gonna have to fight the two.
You sticking with your gorillas?
I'm about to fight the two. Cause they think about it though. They don't got hands. No, they'll all their stuff is unorthodox all over the place, bro. I'll be able to, you know what I'm saying?
But they got strength.
Yeah,
so
they do got strength, but
they gotta catch you first.
They gotta catch me first.
You're nuts. You're nuts. You're mad. You think you're getting away from a gorilla? And what? How? Please tell me.
So you saying I can't get away from a gorilla?
How are you avoiding the gorilla?
A kangaroo-sized gorilla?
Yeah.
Well, this is actually crazy. A baby kangaroo-sized gorilla. Let's say that.
Yeah, sure,
right. You saying I'm not faster than that?
Listen, we're talking about size. It's still an adult gorilla, but just in the size of a baby kangaroo. So it is still agile. It can do all that shit. You ain't going nowhere.
It depends on where
they finna mollywop your ass.
If it's open field, it will never catch me.
Mollywop.
But let's say we're in a cage or in some type of thing, then of course they're gonna corner me in. But if it's open field, bro, no, I don't care what you say, bro. Adrenaline, all that, bro. No, it ain't no way. You can be
a genie in a bottle or a man in the field. You ain't going nowhere. You out of there, bro.
Still taking them over that big ass kangaroo.
You got another you would rather or what?
Um, nah, that was the only one I had.
That's the last one.
Yeah, that was the last one. Yeah, had one more. I forgot it.
All right, well,
Catch you next time.
I'll sign us out. Yo, thank you everyone for listening. Lisi, thank you so much for coming on, man. You
Thank
gotta
you.
come
Thank you.
back. You gotta
Oh, of
come back.
course. Thank y'all for
Yeah,
having me. This was definitely
definitely,
fun.
Yeah, like this is
definitely.
like I was just talking a little minute. That was
Yeah.
fun. To all the listeners, yo, please, if you live in your practice, I wasn't on when you was doing the watch come up. South, what part of South Florida?
Orlando.
Orlando.
Oh, you're
Hmm.
in Orlando. Oh, if you're in Orlando, well, actually, no, you're a prosecutor. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
hire me. I
Yeah,
can't
no,
help
there's no
you.
hiring.
Just don't get
Uh,
arrested in Orlando.
yes,
'Cause you're gonna see
yeah.
yeah,
me.
yeah. Please stay out of trouble.
You don't want to
Support.
see. Yeah, you don't really want to see these. You know, like
You don't see me
not
because
at
if I
work
got
at
the
least.
evidence, you're done.
Yeah, not at
Yeah,
work.
so I guess I'll just say avoid at least at all costs if you in trouble. That yeah. But look,
Sure.
thanks for listening, man. Yo, this has been another episode of the Hey Bruh, You Seen This podcast, episode 11. Great guest, great show overall. Hopefully you didn't lose any of the stuff with my technical difficulties.
Yeah.
As I always say, complacency is the killer of all dreams. And Dean, what do you say?
Hey man, you already know. Watch the come up and be easy, man. Thank y'all so much. Like, follow, comment, subscribe. Love you,
Bye,
Lisa. Thank you.
Lacey.
Bye.